He waits atop a throne of skulls.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Eternal Challenger League. Guys, we are here with the fourth qualifier, so we're about halfway through the first season. And in the first match of today's show matches here, we're going to have a showdown between Demi G and the Gabo Slayer, who also goes by the name of Dr. Nick. So I should probably go ahead and change that. He's going to be going by Gabo Slayer, so I think we'll make a quick change there up at the red name. And yeah, we're halfway through the season about, guys, which is, it's going pretty quick. We're not quite in December yet, so hopefully I can get the next 4 done in the next couple weeks. There will be one this weekend coming up, so let me just get this name set up here, and we'll be all good to go. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Gabo Slayer himself is here against Demi G, and it looks like we're going to have a Vampire showdown. So we're going to have Dwarves versus the Vampire Coast, which I'm quite excited about. But yes, we're halfway through the season. I'm going to be having another qualifier this Saturday. So Saturday, it's going to be about 12 noon, so relatively similar time. From there, that's going to be number 5, so we'll only have 3 more after that, and then we're going to be on our way to planning the grand finals, which will maybe be around Christmas time or January, so very, very excited for that. So thank you guys so much for joining. Let me go ahead and let the players know they can get started. Let's get started when ready. Can you guys hear me? I'm not muted or anything? I don't think so. Let me go ahead and check. Yeah, no, not muted. That would be something I would do. I would just like start the stream and just be muted like the entire time. Yeah, smash the like button, of course. Of course, it does help. It does help. Yeah, that's right. I got to get a screen blocker. I mean, I do trust these guys, but I still think it would be good etiquette to get the screen blocker up. So let me go ahead and get that going here. Sorry, I just woke up and it was like impulsive. I'm like, you know what? Let's just have a stream today. Let's just go ham. All right. So unfortunately, short notice, we're gonna have to use Luther Harkin for the stream blocker here. Blocker. And where's our boy Luther at? You don't want to take up the whole stream. That would be a little bit excessive, wouldn't it? All right, there we go. Great. So we're here. Welcome, welcome, guys. Valnir says, I'm 1-0 against Dimmy G, so if he wins, I can take his place. I don't know if it works quite like that. I don't know. Yeah, Dimmy G is going to be playing the Dwarves against Vampire Coast. Now, I think that's a matchup that is pretty good for the Dwarves. Quarrelers, Bugman's Rangers, Thunders, they all perform pretty well. Bugman's Rangers, of course, can outrange a lot of the the missile units of the Vampire Coast. Same with Quarrelers. They also have shields and armor, so they're pretty durable against the non-armor piercing variants of the Pistolier. So the Dwarf missile line is definitely very powerful. Slayers can typically deal with a lot of the monsters. Against Depth Guard, you simply use Runes of Wrath and Ruin. But, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways you could play it. No, it's not the Gobbo King. No. But, I'm sorry I interrupted your campaign, my friend. Yeah, we're here. But yes, Luther Harkin is actually, I think he's probably... Luther and Celostra is actually a really good pick here as well, because she can summon the Knights Errants to harass the back line, but... I don't know. I'd say Luther Harkin is the #1 pick, and the #2 pick would probably be Count Noxlus. Luther, on foot with his pistol, is so good against the Dwarves. He can kite and pick off the Lords. He can shoot them from a distance. Noxlus is good, but again, he's a very big target, right? So he's going to be taking a pounding for sure. Yeah. They're going to be starting when they're ready here. We're just going to be letting a few more people join up. Yeah, we'll get Wookiee back. Don't worry, guys. You guys want Wookiee? In between games, when we do have an intermission, I'll go get a picture of him, and we'll make that the official screen blocker again. Oh, you're not late, actually, Mysterious Swordsman. You are here for the first game, which is going to be a showdown between Dimmy G and Gobbo Slayer. Gobbo Slayer, yeah. It's too soon, guys. It's too soon. My favorite flavor of the sherbet slans is going to be the orange sherbet slan, because high magic is really good. And also, like, orange sherbet is like a classic, right? So, it's a classic. Robert, I can't do straw polls for this. I mean, if I were to do like a casual flash tournament where there wasn't like a league structure, we could do polls for the different races. Yeah, but in this case, like we have a bit of a tournament structure, so we're trying to keep people, playing matchups that are kind of tournament centric. So here, let's go ahead and get rid of the blocker. We're good to go. All right, guys. So game 1 between Dimmy G and the mighty Gobbo Slayer. Going to be quite a bit of fun. Dwarves versus Vampire Coast, and it looks like we got some... Oh my god. Oh man, this army is very, very exciting over here. I'm so excited. And Alexander Marsh, Professor Pipes, thank you for the donation. This is for Dimmy G, the legend. Let's go, champ. And Faust, let's get the ball rolling. Thank you guys so much. This is a best of 3. Really appreciate your donations, guys. It means a lot. So for the forces of the Dwarves, Dimmy G does have a front line of the Miners with blasting charges. Pretty good against Vampire Coast. One volley of blasting charges can really take down a group of deckhand mobs and clear out the chaff very quickly. And they have a little bit of armor piercing against the Depth Guard. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, Ainsley's still here. Okay, I thought I forgot to turn on Ainsley today, but it looks like he's still lurking in the shadows. Miners with blasting charges here on the front line. In the secondary line, we do have Dwarf Warriors. Pretty good choice. They're shielded. They can take volley fire. And honestly, they can clean out the chaff of the Vampire Coast pretty quickly. But again, the name of the game, from what I can see here, is going to be dealing with the monstrous threats, right? We have the Colossus. And yeah, it's going to be scary for sure. Secondary line is going to be Quarrelers. Of course, they're going to massacre pretty much everything except the monsters. And even still, like heavy focus fire from Quarrelers can take down the big boys. Slayers are going to have their work cut out for them, because there is the double Colossus as well as the Queen Bess and a Terrorgeist back there as well, which is going to be very, very spooky. So yeah, I'm eager to see how this goes. In the back, we do have Dwarf Warriors. We have 2 Gyrocopters. Now, these guys have the Brimstone guns. They're going to take heavy pounding from the Colossus, but they can also give the damage back pretty efficiently. We have a Rune Lord, a Rune Smith, and that's pretty much it for this Dwarf force. For the forces of the Vampire Coast, it looks like we do have a Terrorgeist too. And now, remember, guys, the Deathstreak Terrorgeist for the Vampire Coast is different than the Terrorgeist for the Vampire Counts, because it doesn't have anti-large, but it has better combat stats than... It's a little bit more well-rounded, right? So this is actually a pretty good niche pick against Dwarves. Yes, Queen Bess in the back. So Queen Bess going to be dropping some hot fire on the Dawi, who don't have a cannon of their own to kill it. Ooh, that's going to be brutal for sure. Aside from that, we got let's see, zombie deckhand mobs. We got a cannon. We got Count Noxlus on foot. The Grumpy Cat himself is here, and he's going to be summoning. He's just going to be summoning all day to kind of give them more troop power here. Handgun mobs, and yeah, I don't know. This is going to be a wild matchup. I mean, I would say, I don't know if the Dwarves have enough like anti-large, but again, Quarrelers, the chaff of this Vampire Coast army is going to disappear almost instantly, right? Queen Bess will probably get compromised by advancing Dwarves, but it's really going to come down to can the Colossus and the Terrorgeist carry? And I think that the Brimstone guns can be quite good as well, but again, they're also a very, very big target for the Colossus. Yeah, it's going to be wild for sure. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, hopefully you guys are joining from work and having fun and helping you get through your day. That's kind of my goal here. Bit of a out of the blue stream. I wasn't supposed to do it yesterday, but my hand was actually hurting really bad yesterday, so I had to take a bit of a break and not do any YouTube yesterday, unfortunately. Yes, yes. And here we are. Dwarves with the Rune Lord. Let's see what runes he has. So it looks like he has pretty much the whole kit. He does also have the Gatekeeper's Belt, which gives 33% damage to this. Oh, that's pretty cool. But that's if he's below 33, or if he's below 20%. Oh, you don't see that. It's kind of like the Cloak of Bishop from Mel Gibson. Wicked D, thank you. Let's go, champ. Appreciate it, man. Gabo, does he have 2 cannons? It looks like there's a cannon. Yeah, he does have 2 cannons if you're including King. Oh no, he has, actually, really, Gabo Slayer has a cannon hidden in the back. I feel like this build's going to be really nasty against dwarves, for sure. I mean, this dwarf army, if it had its own cannons, but, I mean, contesting 3 cannons is pretty tough, right? Especially when one is the Queen Bess. The dwarves are a little bit more aggressive here. Instead of artillery pieces, they opted to get gyrocopters with brimstone guns, which, you know, do pretty good damage against big armor, right? They can just sit on a Colossus the entire time, so. Start when ready. Yeah, I just want to make sure they're not waiting for my signal. Yeah, this is the 4th of the 8 qualifiers that we're going to be having. So the winner of this will be earning one of the pieces of 8, and we'll be going on to the grand finals. Fly on bread, you've missed nothing. This is the very first game. We're just about to start it. Gabo Slayer is not Gabo King. Yeah, the level of, you know, how competitive these tournaments is going to be different because, you know, again, we have different players every week, so it's a little bit all over the place, but the games have been great so far for sure. So Queen Bess getting in there, and let's see where her first volley is going. It looks like she's going after the auto fire, and these miners just getting destroyed. I mean, the miners are only 400 gold, and they actually have really good leadership. I mean, even after taking 2 massive cannon blasts, they're still, like, you know, pretty much like stable in terms of their leadership. So they're going to be getting pounded by the cannons. I think Queen Bess is probably going to be switching. I would have loved to have actually seen a gunnery white as well, like just have it give more powder to the Colossus and Queen Bess. Gyrocopters for the Dwarves and Demi G are going to be moving forward, probably going to be sitting and shooting at the Colossus. I honestly would, or you can even go after Queen Bess and just sit on Queen Bess. But remember, there are zombie pirate gunnery mobs with handguns who are really, really good counters. So maybe you need to be a little bit more patient with those guys. But yeah, look at this. The Terrorgeist is going to be so annoying. The Slayers need to peel over and jump on this thing because this Terrorgeist is like an AP monster. It's kind of like a Walmart level dragon in the sense that it's not as powerful as a dragon, but again, it's more well-rounded than a standard Terrorgeist. In the meantime, though, you can see the Dwarves getting some really good play back here. I think he was dropping some bombs that may have misclicked. But he's going to be going after Queen Bess, and hopefully he's able to snipe that out with his gyrocopters. Whereas the gunnery mobs, it looks like they're churning about face to face the incoming Dwarf army here. And the Deathstreak Terrorgeist is going to be attacking the Rune Lord, which isn't a bad choice, but Corlers have now turned to start shooting it. And it does have 80 armor, which is pretty good mitigation. And Noctilus is also going to be summoning some zombies in the front to muck up the advance of the Dwarven infantry here. And the gyrocopters in the back, though, doing their job. I mean, they're just kind of sitting with impunity, just shooting at Queen Bess. And Queen Bess is going to go down very quick to this focus fire from the 2 gyrocopters. So far, that's pretty good. Blasting charges going down to the front. Looks like there's going to be a Wraith Storm as well going down on the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. And over here, we do have the Deathstreak Terrorgeist, who is being attacked by Slayers. So you can see here that the Gabo Slayer is going to have to pull back the Terrorgeist because the Slayers are all, you know, putting a ton of pressure on it. And the cannon in the back is still shooting pretty happily. Both Colossus are just, you know, pretty much unimpeded right now. But Queen Bess is down, guys. So that is a big loss for the Vampire Coast. The gyrocopters actually came into melee, which is a really good idea because putting those guys in melee, if the Colossus then starts shooting at them, the Colossus are going to, like, be, you know, hitting Queen Bess and doing a little bit of friendly fire. So unfortunately, Queen Bess is taken out by some very slick gyrocopter play here in the back. And the Vampire Coast is getting advanced on by the inexorable Dwarves. So you can see blasting charges going down here on the deckhand mobs. This cannon is still shooting. Handguns are shooting pretty happily as well. But I don't know. I feel like without Queen Bessie, it's going to be pretty tough. And the Slayers actually get a Colossus in open field. So this guy needs to start running. He's going to get just chopped down by all these Slayers. I mean, he can pimp slap him with his claws and stuff. But, I mean, yeah, this guy's going to start going down so quick. They only have 75 armor. They're not, like, super tanky, right? The Rune Lord's going in as well. It looks like he's going to be using a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, which is a bold strategy, but the reason he's doing that is for the slow, not so much for the damage, because it doesn't do a lot of damage against single targets, but a Breath Attack coming down as well on the Slayers, and the Corlers are also shooting in at the Terrorgeist. So far it's looking pretty good for the Dwarves. I mean, the fact that Queen Bessie is gone already, I don't know, I feel like Demi G might be able to advance with his Dwarven forces and take these guys out. I mean, it's, yeah, the Queen Bess loss was brutal, right? But again, he did get one of the gyrocopters, which are expensive. They do cost 800 gold. So look at the Queen Bess crew just standing here like absolute champs, just taking those volleys. The Terrorgeist is falling back. This big Necrofex Colossus here is getting dragged down by the Slayers. But it looks like Gabo Slayer is able to summon some zombies right here. So a very good zombie summon is going to muck up the Slayers and kind of pin them in place. And in the meantime, that's going to buy some time for the Colossus to run and get healed by the Invocation of Nehek. So the balance of power is actually still really even. This Colossus here in the front line is going to be cleaning up Dwarf Warriors. The guns are still online, but Ooh, this is going to be bad. If these Dwarf Slayers can get back here on the cannon, that is going to be so much gold compromised. Also, you can see here that the Gobbo Slayer is going to be using his Deathstreak Terrorgeist to chase down the Gyrocopters with the Brimstone guns, which is a good choice. Good armor piercing, and Gyros are faster though, so he's not going to be able to catch him for free. Slayer's coming in with the full erection here, definitely going to lay a bit of a whooping on these Carronades, and yeah, the gunnery mobs are a little bit compromised now as well. Dwarf Warriors have gotten back here. The Colossus might be able to stabilize the situation, but losing this cannon is going to be really, really tough. Noctilus is fighting in the front. He's just kind of helping out against Dwarf Warriors and some of those other troops here. The Dwarves have a nice little pocket of strength back here. All of their Coilers have pretty good ammunition. They're just shooting in and wearing down these zombie pirate deckhand mobs. So bring him down, absolutely. So this Carronade in the back, though, is, I really like this idea of kind of having this super far back here, because the Dwarves are a slow faction, so whenever you can create a lot of space, like, I think even having the other cannon back here would have been really good. And with Vampire Coast, you don't really have to worry about having things close to the edge of the map because your units aren't going to break off. So the other Slayers are coming in with full chub. They're going to be chasing down this Necrofex Colossus, and I think the other one is still alive, or did it die? I think it actually died, yeah. I think the Slayers were able to kill it with the Corolar Overwatch Fire. And some of these miners have actually detached from the frontline fight, and talk about a value train, right? These miners are going to make it back here, they're going to kill this Carronade, and that's going to be like so much gold, like that they're going to basically get for the Dwarven value here, which is going to be pretty cool. So Dwarves still advancing. A lot of people thought they were doomed when they saw the army compositions. This Slayer in the back, the Slayers have gotten onto the Colossus, and I think the other group of Slayers have gotten into the gun line. So you can see here that these zombie pirate gunnery mobs are just being absolutely karate chopped. The balance of power, surprisingly, is still even. I think it's slightly in the favor of the Dwarves, but I'm surprised that the Vampire Coast is still in this one, based on all the losses they've had, like the Colossus and Queen Bess. The Rune of Wrath and Ruin being used on Count Noctilus, again, to keep him slowed. It's not meant to do a ton of damage against single targets. It actually does really bad damage against single targets, but it is slowing him and keeping him in the clutches of the Dwarven forces there, so he can't really maneuver away. And the Dragback Slayer's coming in as well, so as far as the other Slayers go, how many do we have left? 31 Slayers here, we have 57, so that is a ton of Slayers. And this Colossus is going to be going down. Bounce of power is still somewhat even, but I have a feeling once his Colossus goes down, and, you know, I guess he still does have the Terrorgeist. I mean, there is a chance that this Terrorgeist plus Noctilus could snipe out the Rune Lord and the Runesmith, and if they could do that, I can foresee maybe some sort of a very tight win, but even still, that's going to be really tough. So a good play here from Gobbo, actually pulling back the Colossus. If you can stand it on top of Count Noctilus and use summons to kind of buffer it and keep the Slayers off it, that could be really, really strong here. Also, the Gyrocopter is almost out of ammunition as the Terrorgeist is going to be chasing those guys down. And now you can see there is a Noctilus summon coming in from the Vampire Coast, which is going to be blocking up the Slayers and allowing the Colossus to kind of get away, but still so many of those Slayers are just pushing through and causing a lot of problems. But yeah, I think the Jawi are going to take this one. So yeah, definitely a pretty cool game. We got to see Queen Bess and double Colossus play, but I just feel like the Vampire Coast didn't have enough kind of meat in their army, right? The Dwarves were able to just march through the chaff super quickly. There was tons of openings. In the back, the miners were actually able to get back there and shut down the Carronade, and now you can see the balance of power is starting to shift in the favor of the Dwarves, as Grumpy Cat here is being spanked a little bit, and Gobbo Slayer's going to have to pull back, but he's just taking arrows to the face. He's getting Last Samurai pretty damn hard here. Looks like he's going to be dropping an Invocation of Nehek and, you know, trying to clear up the skies with his Terrorgeist and maybe pull something back, but yeah, he's getting close to his healing cap. The Dwarves are going to be able to chase him down, and he can't really run either because of the density of Quarrelers here who can shoot at him. And there's just so many Slayers left. Like, Slayers are just such a menace. Like, oh man, 29 Slayers. No, those are Dwarf Warriors. Looks like here he does have 29 Slayers, and I think his Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, or the Dragonback Slayers, excuse me, are still super healthy. Yeah, they have 46 models. So Grumpy Cat is going to be going down here. Count Noctilus is being slapped up by the Runesmith and the Rune Lord, these two proud Jawi warriors. Although Noctilus is not bad against Dwarf Infantry because he does have really good AP, so it's going to be too little too late, I think. Although, look at that. The bounce bar is kind of creeping back. There's no way. That would be a pretty massive comeback for sure. I mean, he's about to lose his Lord. The Terrorgeist is going to come in and could potentially goon out the Runesmith, but even still, I don't think there's enough meat left. Like, the Quarrelers still have pretty good ammo, probably enough to actually kill the Necrofex Colossus, and I think that down here we are going to have this guy falling. Noctilus has about 800 HP, give or take. No, it's not the Gobbo King. No, it's not. Someday, maybe. That would be really fun. I'd love to have Gobbo King back in here. Deathstreak Terrorgeist right here is going to be getting smacked with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin just to slow it and allow the Slayers to do a little bit more work. Necrofex Colossus just going full machine gun mode here on the Quarrelers in the back line. Some Quarrelers are returning from route, or at least some sort of a vanguard. I think they were actually chasing down some zombies over there. Now they're going to be back. Count Noctilus is going to die in a matter of seconds, and from there, I mean, I don't know how this bounce of power is so even still. That's really perplexing. I mean, there's not much left for the Vampire Coast. I mean, monsters do count a lot. And the Dwarf Infantry here, I guess, arguably is super tattered, right? They only have 24 Slayers and stuff like that. That would be an insane comeback. But Noctilus here is very low. He's negative 40 leadership. If he get one more summon off, maybe something magical could happen. But even still, Dwarves have such high leadership I don't think they're going to be going quietly into the good night. 58 for the 12 leadership. Yeah, he's down. He's done for. So Grumpy Cat has fallen. The Necrofex Colossus here. And now you can see the bounce of power really heavily shifting now. Yeah, Turin is a city in Italy as well. I'm Italian. I'm Italian and Irish. To answer your question, my friend, that's probably going to be game 1 for the Dwarfs here. So Demi G coming out to a 1-0 lead in a actually ended up being a very close game. So very well played to both players. Some really good summons from the Vampire Coast. A very cool strategy with the Queen Bess, but the Gyrocopter play actually worked out pretty well. I think having both Colossus shoot down the Gyrocopters with the handguns and immediately would have been able to protect Queen Bess. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I would have liked to have seen Queen Bessie get more shots, but the Gyrocopters did a really good job actually diving in melee. So some halberds back there, but I guess people don't usually think to defend their backline with halberds against dwarves, right? So there's some mind games going on there for sure. Oh, I got you, Robert. Yeah, we could do that in the future. Yeah, the Gyrocopters did a good job. And that's going to be game 1 for the Dwarves and Demi G. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And here we go. We got 1-0 here, and we'll get the screen blocker back up as well. Luther, our boy, is going to get us covered. GG. Game 2. Make sure to switch map. I don't know about that. Oh, man, I can't do an Irish accent, no. That is many generations out, my friend. So guys, we're here with game 2. Demi G won the first one, Dwarves versus Vampire Coast. It was a very close, fun game. Gobbo Slayer definitely brought a very fun build with Queen Bess and the double Colossus, which is very cool. I personally really like to use Deck Gunners as well as Luther Harkin. Map 2 is in the Discord, but I'll go ahead and get it for you guys. Hold on. Yeah, so the tourney, just joined my Discord channel. Misha actually just linked it above. And when you're in the Discord channel, there's a section called the Eternal Challenger League, and there's a Turin League request. And from there, you put in your request for essentially what you want to do. So be like, hey, I want to play. And I'll get you in. This season's probably going to be full, but yeah, so Iron Sand Desert, and the next map is going to be Troll Country, which is a very fast, aggressive map. Fly on Bread, thank you. A promise is a promise. $10 for a DAW we win. Well, Fly on Bread, I really appreciate the very generous donation, my man.
That's it.
I really do. And hopefully you're enjoying. And yeah, we got a lot of action coming on. Queen Bess is okay in a couple matchups. There's a couple. Yes. Oh, you're not too late. Why though? You're actually just in time. We just had one. The first game was a Dwarf win over the Vampire Coast. Demi G going up 1-0. And now they're going to be switching to Troll Country. And it looks like Demi G is now going to be playing Beastmen against Clan Angrund from the Gobbo Slayer. So Gobbo Slayer, a hero of the people. I wonder if he's going to be bringing any of the Ghost Lords. I really hope so. That would be super fun, actually, to see the ethereal Clan Angrund Lords, which you never see. It's a little bit scary because Beastmen do have Lore of Death. But again, you can use it as a bait, right? You go Clan Angrund, you just pick a Dwarf Lord, and they bring Spirit Leech, and then you just don't have any good targets. So there is some give and take there. Celostar's not bad against Dwarves, actually. She's not bad. Because the Dwarves don't have, like, you know, I mean, they do have Runes of Wrath and Ruin, but they don't have any, like, Spirit Leech type effects. So she can be pretty stalwart in that matchup. And on top of that, the Damn Knight Errants can be good. Prometheans are good against Dwarf Infantry. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't think the other Lore of the Deep spells are very good against Dwarves, but the Promethean Summon is really good. So you bring her with the Prometheans, and then you bring a Vampire Caster with the Invocation just to kind of top her off and, you know, Drown Dead and the other standard spells. Wicked Z, thank you for the donation again, man. Really appreciate it. Very generous of you.
That's it.
And welcome everyone who's just joining. We're here in the second game in this first best of 3. And let's go ahead and take a look quickly at the brackets while these gentlemen pick here. And we can go and take a look at 1 second here and see the tourney brackets. So we have a match between Demi G and Dr. Nick, who's also the Gobbo Slayer. So his name in Discord is Dr. Nick. So I was able to see that, and that's why that is the case. And then we have a match between David J and Falcon. So that's going to be the next one coming up here, another best of 3. And the winners will face off in a best of 5 finals. And the winner of that will earn one of the pieces of 8. So far we have Riotist, Flying Taco, and the Exploding Hamster. Our German champion last week had a very, very good match. And yeah, so we're working our way through. We're about halfway through this season here. So start when ready. And Luke, thank you for the donation as well. I see that coming through on PayPal here of the 10 Great British Pounds. Thank you so much, my friend. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. Trying to help you guys get through the grind of the workday. So if you're at your office, hopefully this is something you can have on the side. Let's see. Yeah. Well, Fryguy-san, I'd be interested to actually see those stats. If you could send me them again on Discord, maybe I'll do a video on them and we can discuss those or something. I think that'd be really fun. Get off work early to catch a stream. That's what I like to see. Yes, yes, we are here. Game 2 between Demi G and the Gobbo Slayer. Beastmen versus Clan Angrund. I wonder if we're going to have a Belagar appearance. It could potentially happen, for sure. Those are some random names. Yeah, absolutely. Demi G Champions League hype. Is there like a bit of a cult following for Demi G that I don't know about? I feel like there is. It's just like last week when we had the Exploding Hamster, who's a German YouTuber and a commentator, and he does tournaments of his own. A very, very good player. Exploding Hamster joined last week's and was able to win last week's Flash tournament. And people were just like spamming hamster emojis for like a good 2 hours, and I didn't know what was happening until the very end. I was like, is that a hamster or is that a bear? I'm like, oh wait, it's a hamster, that's why. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I think the Beastmen have a slight advantage against the Dwarves. I think the Beastmen have some really good like armor-piercing infantry, good mobile armor-piercing troops. Cygors can be pretty good. So, yeah. I think it's a slight advantage for the Beastmen. Granted, I mean, I don't know. It's really hard for dwarf players. Like, if you just spam heavy infantry, for example, if you just spam like 6 Bestigors and just like, it can be beaten if you're an experienced, seasoned dwarf player who really knows what they're doing. But if you don't, it's like really actually can be overwhelming if you're like a newer player. So, yeah, if Demi G wants to link to, so Demi G apparently is a Twitch streamer as well. So another cool thing about these Flash tournaments is we get to meet a lot of new people. So he has a Twitch channel. So before all is said and done, we'll make sure to drop a link. Yeah. The Exploding Hamster, he returns. Maybe I'll do some head-to-heads with Italian Spartacus, yeah. All right, guys, so we're here on the Troll Country. Let me go ahead and get rid of the screen blocker here. We'll be good to go on that front. And here we go. So for the Dwarven forces in Clan Angrund, we do have a Rune Lord here. So the Rune Lord, pretty standard competitive pick for the Dwarves. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin is so damn good. Definitely very, very powerful ability in general. And it's also one of the best answers against heavy infantry. If the Beastmen are going with Bestigors, a Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin can help get rid of their frenzy super quick. It's very, very solid. So we have a Rune Lord. We do also have a Goblobber here in the back. And, man, this is going to be a fun... Oh, my God. We're going to have a mass Vanguard fight. They're going to be going fisticuffs in a matter of seconds. So this is very exciting stuff here. Front line for the Gobbo Slayer and the Dwarves. Oh, I thought he, like, moved them out here. But I'm actually quite eager to see where he sets up. But, yeah, Rune Lord, we have a Goblobber. On top of that, we do have the Althar's Raider. So a bunch of Rangers with great weapons. So maybe these guys are designed against Bestigors, which I think they are. And, yeah, they have really good AP and melee as well as their ranged attacks. So that's a pretty cool pick as well, but the Beastmen are going super wide, so I don't know how good they're going to be. Miners with blasting charges will be one of the better answers against these Ungor herds, because the blasting charges just shrek them so incredibly hard. Longbeards are going to be good as well. We have Giant Slayers to deal with Minotaurs and Chariots and things like that, as well as the Warriors of or the Dragonback Slayers. So man, this is going to be a wild Crunk game for sure. And it looks like he's setting up a bit of a defensive Helm's Deep already. And in the back for the Beastmen, it looks like Demi G does have Centaurs with great weapons, a massive vanguard of Ungor herd. So, and it looks like there's some Gore herds with shields as well. So a combination of chaff as well as higher tier troops. Vanguard of Harpies, he does have Khazrak back here, and Khazrak can vanguard on his chariot. If I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and check. Yeah, he can, and it looks like the caster can. I don't think the caster can vanguard though. No, the caster can't, unfortunately. But everything in his army can vanguard except the caster, which isn't really a big deal because Troll Country is such a small map that you can really, close the distance very quickly. The Bray Shaman with Lore of Shadows does also have the Enfeebling Foe, which lowers melee attack and melee defense. Pretty good for like sniping Dwarf Lords and just lowering combat stats. But the Dwarves, I don't know if they know what sort of an onslaught is coming their way. There is a massive vanguard coming in from the Beastmen, and things are about to get real wild up in here. Real wild for sure. Yeah, make sure to check out Demi G's Twitch there. Alexander Marsh, one of our admins in chat, just linked that. So check him out. He's I just got to speak to him today, and he's a very nice gentleman. So he probably has a great stream as well. Oh, man. The Dwarves, I think the Dwarves like know that something bad is going to happen. They can like smell the trap. So he's going to be farming a bit of a Helm's Deep here with his, he does actually have Iron Drakes, but I really don't think like Dwarven boxes like this are super efficient. I don't know, it's hard because like it's so easy to just kind of to just crunch into it. Granted, it might be able to hold. I mean, if he can keep that tight pocket and keep his Rangers throwing, and, you know, that fire going and maybe focus down Khazrak with the Altar's Raiders and the Iron Drakes, like, maybe he could pull something out. I don't know, that is a pretty scary Dwarf army, and something about the Beastmen force, it isn't like the best troop quality, it's more of a swarming army, so if he can really protect those squishy spots, I mean, but this is a lot of Beastmen, guys. This is a very angry herd of Beastmen. Yes. So yeah, that's going to be it. Very, very careful placement here. Both players are making some minor changes to their positioning. The Gobbo Slayer may be sensing that there's going to be some shenanigans about with Dimmy G. I don't know. We're going to see if the good old-fashioned dwarf box, you guys call it panic geometry? Yeah, I don't know. What I would probably do if I were playing the dwarves and I were in this matchup right now, I would probably actually set up like right here. Like I would have my front battle line here and just kind of like, you know, because then you kind of cordon off part of the map. Like you're not corner camping per se, like over here, but just like kind of like right here in this area, taking advantage of this hill and this terrain. On top of that, Gobbo Slayer does also have some hammers, so it's going to be tough for the Beastmen to kill him. He's going to need to get some really good chariot play with Khazrak One Eye. So start when ready. Jimmy G is ready. The dwarves making their final preparations for the Beastmen onslaught. And yeah, not sure how this is going to go. A very defensive formation. The dwarf box. Yeah, I really don't think dwarves should deploy like this, but I mean, he might be able to pull it out. So, the Beastmen forces are discovered, and immediately Dimmy G is going to be rushing everyone forward. Blasting charges are going to be thrown in a panicked manner, like, release the charges! And just massive explosions around the Beastmen hordes. Oh man, getting destroyed by throwing axes, but again, they're very cheap. That's their job, right? Centaurs are going to be rushing in. Longbeards do have charge defense, though, so they're going to take that like absolute champs. Dimmy G is coming into the back with Khazrak, and the Hounds engage in the Slayers, which is actually a really good choice, because the Hounds are not large, right? So here you can see the Centaurs with Great Opens piling in, just a massive swarm of Beastmen closing in. The frontline engagement for the Beastmen goes very badly, but on the flanks it's going pretty well. Ungor herds are getting in there. Harpies do get into the artillery here, so you can see the Goblobbers already pretty much shut down. So are the Iron Drakes, enfeebling foe going down as well. And the Beastmen with a massive onslaught. Oh my god, these hammers are getting put in a trash can by Khazrak and his goon squad here. You can see the hammers fully surrounded by the Centaurs. Khazrak One Eye leading the charge as well. And he does have some nice little buffs if he wants to pop those. But Khazrak doing a very good job here against the hammers on the far side. The Beastmen forces are buckling over here for the most part. You can see the Longbeards and the Giant Slayers are able to fend them off here. These Agor herds are getting taken out. Apocalyptic Vision going down as well. Balance bar is actually pretty even, but this is going to be a very fast game. He definitely wants to get this Bray Shaman in there. The Bray Shaman is on a very powerful armor-piercing chariot. But the thing about the Beastmen forces, as they do get routed here, they're going to be coming back and pressuring. They're one of those armies that really rally quite a bit. And you can see here that Centaurs with Great Weapons are just charging in, cycle charging the Dragonback Slayers, charging into the Rangers with Great Weapons. And yeah, I mean, the Dwarfs might be able to hold this, actually. The Centaurs with Great Weapons are fighting against Longbeards, which is not really a good sustained combat trade. But Khazrak and the boys are going to be getting in Wild Hog style. Scourge has been popped. Some of the Gore herds have piled through into the back line, and it looks like Harpies have returned to attack these missile units. Now, the fighting is slightly in the favor of the Dwarves in regards to the bounce of power here, but Dimmy G is going to be fighting with his Gore herds and just pretty much everything he can. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, oh, that's not good. Khazrak's getting whooped on. Oh my god. Khazrak One Eye just getting annihilated by the Altar's Raiders back there. So they actually shatter him. The focus fire from those Rangers is just doing massive damage. And you can see here that Dimmy G is going to be responding by sending in the Harpies to attack these Rangers. But man, what an absolute whooping Khazrak took right there. That was brutal. I don't know if there's any coming back from that. Anyway, Centaurs are going to be piling back in, trying to get into the Rangers who used all of their ammunition on Khazrak. Khazrak's just like, screw this, I'm out. He's going to be running back to his beast cave or his den or wherever he hides here. The Beastmen do have a nice little kind of a compromise in the middle here of the, well, they've compromised the Dwarven formation, but the Dwarves are standing pretty resolute. The Giant Slayers are able to karate chop a lot of these Centaurs and different things like that. And yeah, I don't know, I think having Khazrak get pounded like that is going to cost them the game. Now, if the Beastmen could pull this out, that would be pretty damn insane, but being without their leader it's going to be really tough. But the Dwarves, a lot of their missile units are taking heavy beatings, and Gore herds are rallying here in the distance, so it looks like there's a couple groups there and there. And the bounce power isn't tanking too bad for the Beastmen, but man, it is going to be really tough. I mean, Khazrak got put down so hard, so damn hard. A very good Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down from the Gobbo Slayer here on the Gore herds of shields, able to really wear down those very healthy infantry. But some of the Rangers are being killed off, actually, by the Gore herds with shields, so those guys are going to be forced back. Looks like Gore herds are piling in, but there's still so many resolute Dwarf infantry, right? There's Giant Slayers here. There's a fair amount of Longbeards still fighting. Longbeards with Great Weapons over here are going to be getting the enfeebling foe and, you know, maybe helping these Gore herds to defeat them, but I don't think so. So right now you can see the bounce power massively shifting in the favor of the Dwarves here as, yeah, Gobbo Slayer is able to get a massive focus fire on Khazrak and just put him in a trash can so damn hard. Man, that was brutal. And I mean, I think the Beastmen could have maybe pulled something out with some really effective Kazrak charging, right? Because just imagine right now, the Dwarves are out of ammunition, all their missiles are compromised right now. And if he still had both of his chariots, it would be really tough for the Dwarves to actually kill them. But now that he was able to kill Kazrak early, I don't think the Beastmen are going to have enough meat and potatoes to come back. You can see here the chariot's going to be running through some of the Altar's Raiders here, which is nice. Too little too late, though. I think that Dimmy G is going to be falling to the Gobbo Slayer here in the second game. And yeah, wow. That was a fast, explosive game. But again, Troll Country, a very, very small map. One of my favorites, actually, because you get right to the action very fast here. And that's going to be army losses for the Beastmen. So we have a 1-1 series here between Dimmy G and the Gobbo Slayer. And yeah, that was a crazy match. Kazrak literally just took like 50 throwing axes to the head, just sticking at him. And he's just like, all right, I got to get out of here. I'm surprised that Dwarf. I think it really came down to Kazrak just getting his just destroyed, just absolutely pounded. All right, so let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And we are here 1-1. That was crazy. I can't believe Kazrak got put down so quick. Very good hold from the Dwarves. They held the onslaught. You gotta give them that. Game 3, boys. Yeah, that was nuts. Fell deeds awake. Now for wrath, for ruin. Oh my god, I love Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is the best. I gotta watch it, actually. Maybe I'll paint some 40k in the next couple days and just slap Lord of the Rings on there and we'll be good to go. Stay in school, kids. Learn your geometry. Yeah, no kidding. And here they are with game 3, so they're just going to be deciding on their picks here. And we're going to be going into the third and final game. What do the Dwarves do after Christmas? Boxing Day. Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. I really thought the Dwarves were going to get surrounded and just kind of collapsed, but if you look at the Beastmen army, the troop quality was relatively poor, actually. It was just a couple gore herds. A lot of the money was in the Centaurs, and the Centaurs just kind of got forced into Slayers and different things like that. So in the last game, it looks like Dimmy G is going to be going Norsca. Gobbo Slayer, of course, hasn't picked his second army yet. They're just still kind of, figuring that out. Well, Kazrak did really good in the initial charge. He actually did massive shock damage against the Hammerers, but then he went into the center of the formation and just got absolutely just eradicated by focus fire from Rangers. Yeah, Mason, I would be down for that. I don't have a Twitch account. I actually like to stream here on YouTube mostly, but I am thinking about making a Twitch account for Magic the Gathering. Maybe I'll just do like all my Magic streams on Twitch. I'm not sure. Hard to say, my friends. That was a very hectic game. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to close this jar right here. Yeah, I'll probably make a Twitch channel eventually. I don't know. I love streaming on YouTube, so I know I'd probably make a lot more money on Twitch, but yeah, I don't really. I like my YouTube peeps. Bubba's Big Blast. Thank you for the $5 donation. Corner camp all day, every day. Well, he didn't corner camp, so he was actually in the dead center of the map. And also, we have another donation coming in from John on PayPal of 5 buckaroos. Thank you so much, man. Hey, you're welcome, Alexander. Mr. Pipes. You're very welcome. We got to get you in here, man. Probably this weekend. I haven't played Third Age Total War. No, I haven't. I used to play Battle for Middle Earth, like the old Lord of the Rings RTS games and stuff. Dimmy G says GG about the entertainment. All of the marbles. Yeah, Twitch could be fun. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think I should stream on Twitch? I mean, if I were to stream on Twitch, for example, like this stream, I would then put the replay up on YouTube. But I feel like, I don't know, I like keeping it all in one place, but maybe I'll just do Magic the Gathering on Twitch. Yeah, I think that would be better. Yeah, you could do Restream, actually, do both. Yes, welcome. Yeah, Bestigors are really good against Dwarves. Minotaurs are a little bit riskier because the Dwarven artillery or missile pieces can really tear them down quickly. But if I were playing against Dwarves, I would bring like just a horde of Bestigors, a couple like chaff gore herds on the flanks, maybe like a couple Harpies to deal with Gyrocopters, probably Morker. Yeah, I'll always be streaming on YouTube, so especially if you guys keep watching, I'll keep putting on shows. went to the loo. All right, no problem. The nerves are getting there. Yeah, no, guys, don't worry. Yeah, the YouTube community is great. I could just restream too and do both. Yeah, no. I play Magic the Gathering usually at night when I'm just kind of bored and stuff, so maybe I could just do that. I have some really good Magic decks, actually. I might even do a stream tonight. Yeah. Yeah, Bestigors are very good, but the Dwarfs have very good answers against Bestigors as well. So, for example, if you're playing... Oh, High Elves versus Norsca. That's actually a really fun one. So here we are. I'm pretty sure I have the screen blocker up. Hopefully we get to see some Wolfric the Wanderer action. Maybe some Mammoths. Maybe. We'll see. Durthu is pretty good. Durthu is good in like a couple niche matchups, actually. If like you're playing against like Warriors of Chaos or someone who doesn't have good missile play, like even the Beastmen, Durthu can be pretty good. But I'm such a Mel Gibson fan. Like Orion is one of my favorite characters in the game, so like I really like Orion more than Durthu because Orion is like more self-sufficient. You would think that Durthu would be like tankier, but Orion is like super mobile. Plus, he's a really good duelist. He has the Cloak of Isha, self-healing. He has ranged attacks. Like I think that Orion's a little bit better than Durthu if you had to like talk about those lords aside from the Glade Lord. And it does like my Magic deck, yes. Yeah, Magic Online Magic Arena is super fun. I've been having a blast. I might do some. If Professor Pone is around tonight, I might actually try and get him for some stream games tonight. We'll see. 2 streams in one day, overkill. Mooba kill, yeah. Mooba kill would be fun to see for sure. I can see the build right now. There's some fun stuff in it for sure. High Elves I think have a good matchup against Norsca actually. Reavers are really good. Reavers can kill all of the hounds and oh no, are they doing? Hang on a sec. We actually have a rule against mirror matches. Yeah. Just for the spectator's perspective, I have a feeling that Gabo Slayer was just switching to take a look at the Norscan roster real quick when he was picking something like, wait, does that thing have bonus first large? Yeah, Lore Master of Sotek and I are going to be recording another video tonight as well. For anyone who enjoyed the, what's it called? The video I did about who would win. Remember with Lore Master of Sotek where we answered lore questions about who would win in lore? We're going to be recording another one of those tonight, so it's going to be incredibly fun for sure. Yeah, Pipes, I'm down to play anytime, man. Hit me up. Well, not anytime, because I usually have to rest my hand after streams for a couple hours, but after that, we'll... Yeah, Sotek and I are going to be recording the next version of the Who Will Win, and it's going to be on his channel. Good man. Good man. Oh man, I would do 9-hour streams for you. How do you counter heavy armor piercing? John Doe asks, Turin, how do you counter heavy armor piercing troops as the Dwarfs? Well, here's what you do. You get a front line of miners with blasting charges, and then you get a Rune Lord and a Rune Smith. You use the Runes of Wrath and Ruin on them, and you blasting charge them, and then they're going to be like so buttered up at that point that you can use your miners to engage them. And then after that, you follow up with long grids with great weapons, and you can usually put them down pretty efficiently. It's all about spamming Runes of Wrath and Ruin. You need to be so efficient using every Rune of Wrath and Ruin on an armored infantry unit, and you'll be able to drag down like a bunch of them. It's very cost effective. That would be my 2 cents. Queek is good. Queek actually can have some good, decent matchups. He's a very powerful duelist with the Dwarf Gouger as well as his Warp Shard armor. That really actually helps nearby Skaven troops and stuff, so... Turin bar, yeah, that would be fun. A multiplayer guide. So John Newton, I do have a guide coming for the Vampire Coast. That's going to be ready. Oh, Dimmy G, he's changing his build. Oh, hang on, let me say, turn off large armies, Dimmy. Dimmy G accidentally put large armies on. So there's going to be a Vampire Coast matchup guide coming out, which isn't going to be like a guide where I look at every unit and be like, this is a rifleman. This unit has good armor piercing. Therefore, you should shoot armor with it. It's going to be more like having multiplayer builds for the Vampire Coast for every single matchup. It's going to be like 20 to 30 minutes long. So that's going to be the way in which I'll start doing guides. I'm also going to be doing multiplayer guides just for basics like movement, as well as you know, how to use your magic, how to get a proper magic curve with your winds of magic, things like that. So we'll be doing that in the near future as well. We're actually still in the first best of 3, so for anyone joining, we're pretty early here in the stream. And yeah, High Elves versus the Norskins. You wanted that large army marauder spam? No. None of that. None of that. You know, Martin, I love doing live battle casts on my channel. You can probably notice that most of my games are replays. So every day when I wake up, here's my typical schedule, right? I'll get up. The time is irrelevant, all right? We don't need to talk about what time I get up. But I sit there, I play about 7 or 8 quick battles a day, maybe like 6 to 8, give or take, usually 6 or 7, yeah, 6 or 7. And maybe like 1 or 2 of those is actually good enough to cast on the channel. Some of them are like just really bad stomps, or, you know, you'll be playing newer players, or just wasn't it just was like, for some reason, it wasn't a good match, right? Like someone might not bring in caster, et cetera, et cetera. So the problem with doing live battles is you sit there and you like record, and like most of the time the live battles are going to be very, but if I know I'm playing someone who's like very solid, that's when I jump in and do live battles more so. Yeah, we'll see though. High Elves, we're probably going to see a bunch of Reavers. Reaver Archers are so good in this matchup because they can actually out-skirmish all of the Norscan Cav. They can out-skirmish the Norscan Doggos, and they can also deal with monsters. Like, Reaver Archers are so damn good in this matchup. Yeah, I'll try and do more live battles, for sure. Yeah, I always want to see Elves lose as well. I can sympathize with you guys on that. Start when ready. We'll let them know, just in case the other message got pushed up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, Throg can go down pretty quick to some of the fire damage on the Norscan roster, but Throg isn't the go-to pick, in my opinion. I mean, he's pretty good here. I still think Wulfric's a little bit better. Seafang is really good against lines of High Elf Archers and things like that, and also he has a shield, so it's just kind of safer in general. Plus, if you want to go swiggity-swooty and have some fun and use a Mammoth, you can. So there's plenty of give and take. Yeah, the Dwarves won 2 games in a row. For anyone who's a Dwarf fan, this is going to be a very good stream for you. Or it has been so far. Free-for-all. Free-for-all's alright. I prefer more competitive formats more than like kind of funny, laughing formats, like where it's like, you know, oh yeah, look at this ridiculous. There's you guys know that like whole trend on YouTube of like what was it? What were those videos called? Where it was like not mega fights, but like massive battles. Yeah, the massive battles trend. That's actually what a lot of Total War channels like grew big off, was just massive battles. Like I see no appeal in that because there's like almost no strategy. It's just like a lag fest, and it's just like I prefer like smaller, more tactical battles. 2v2s is fine though. I think 2v2s are pretty good as well. Yeah, I think the Gunnery White is very good. The Jesus. Yeah, tabletop army would be pretty fun as well. So Lore Master of Sotek actually had a really good idea for a tournament, which I'm trying to encourage him to do on his channel because, you know, I think it would be really fun, and I'd actually participate in it. If you did a tournament stream with 8 players, it's just best of ones, and then you have each player brings 1 army. That's it. The army cannot change throughout the entire stream, so you have to bring a well-rounded army, right? So that's going to be really fun because it's like tabletop 40k or fantasy, where you bring an army to a tournament. You don't get to change your list based on what you're facing. It's just kind of like based on the metagame, right? Which I think is really cool. But anyways, I think that'd be really fun. So here we are with game 3 between the glorious Demi G as well as the High Elves, who are going to be led by Gobbo Slayer. So for the Norscan forces, it's going to be just chaff in the front line. We have Marauder Spears, and we also have Marauders. The Spears obviously pretty good melee defense, and they're also there against cycle charging from Reavers and Dragon Princes, things like that. In the secondary line, we do have a couple groups of the Marauder Hunters with Javelins. These guys are very good against Cav and Phoenixes and some of the monsters that the High Elves can bring to the battlefield. We got Wulfric the Wanderer on his Mammoth, so we got the Mumakil here. This guy's going to be just going balls deep in some of those High Elf infantry for sure. We got a Shaman Sorcerer with Death, Spirit Leech, Fate of Eunice, some Marauders in the back, and double Feral Manticore. So a very wild build here from Demi G. Definitely looks like some fun stuff. He's got a couple groups of the Marauder Horsemasters, which, you know, are good skirmishers in their own right. But the High Elves, again, have tons. Oh my god, what is this build? Lothar and Seaguard, defensive box. There's some next level tactics going on in the stream for sure. Anyways, Demi G does, of course, have some Beasts of Tashnar and Deep Vanguard over here, but the High Elf army, let's take a look. If he can make this work, I'm going to be super impressed, because this army looks like it's going to crumple under the pressure from that Norscan one. We do have a Flamespire Phoenix. Again, fire damage, bombardment isn't bad, so he's kind of cool. We got a bunch of Lothern Seaguard who are going to be used probably as a defensive front. Sword Masters of Hoeth, Mage with Heavens. So we got Chain Lightning and Wind Blast. Tyrion, of course, is a monster. I mean, he can probably give Wulfric a run for his money. And we do have a Noble as well to help with Famir and large targets. So a very, very interesting High Elf army. A very interesting one. He definitely likes his defensive formation. So I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how this is going to go. Yeah, you guys have to wait tonight for Sotek and I's next video to get the answers to the questions. Yeah, this is going to be crazy. I've never seen a High Elf build like this where you use only Lothern Seaguard to kind of defend. And clearly he's expecting some sort of a Vanguard from Dimmy G. I think the Beastmen game kind of I don't know. I feel like the Marauders are just going to like swarm on the Lothern Seaguard and outvalue them. And then, the Mammoth is like, what's going to kill the Mammoth over here? The freaking Flamespire Phoenix? I don't think so. I mean, Tyrion and the Noble can, but it's going to be tough. So the Norscan forces are going to be advancing. They see the High Elf Box of Doom here. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to be interesting. Tyrion's in a box. Yes, he is. He does have the Fireborn back here as well. So the Fireborn could actually kill the Mammoth pretty efficiently. So if they're able to get like a full unimpeded surround. But again, there is Fate of Buna for the High Elves here, or for the Norskins, and there is no healing for the High Elves. So these guys can go down very quick to a Fate of Buna. Look at the Manscores. The Manscores are actually going to be 2v1ing the Flamespire Phoenix. So I don't think anybody expected the Manscore Inquisition here. It's probably going to be sent rampaging, but a Spirit Leech goes down. The Flamespire Phoenix, realizing it's in the wrong neighborhood, is going to be running, and the Manscores are hot in pursuit. In the meantime, the Shaman Sorcerer with Death is going to be advancing, probably getting ready for a big erect Fate of Buna here. The Fireborn are actually hidden, and I would probably keep them hidden to bait out the Fate of Buna on a different target. But anyways, the Manscores do fend off the Feral Manscore, or the Flamespire Phoenix. And they should probably just wait until the Norscan infantry do get to the front line. Oh man, do not send Wulfric in. That is like the only way he could lose the game. If he lets Wulfric get sniped out here, oh, but a massive Sea Fang coming down the formation of the Lothern Seaguard. Wulfric needs to turn his big slow Mammoth around and run back to his troops here. Looks like the Noble's going to be charging into the front line. Massive firepower coming in on Wulfric the Wanderer. The Fireborn coming in as well, but they're going to get caught up on the Spears, trying to push through to Wulfric, of course, but the Spearmen should be able to kind of hold those guys in place. So Wulfric is safe for the most part. The Lothern Seaguard, massive Overwatch fire coming in, and yeah, he needs to just like run and swerve and just get out of there however he can. The Noble is hot in pursuit, so this Noble is just coming for Wulfric, trying to get his anti-large armor piercing. And it looks like the Fireborn are now just fighting the Spearmen, and they're actually really massacring these Marauder Spearmen. I'm surprised about that. So Manticores are going to be charging in. One Manticore is going to be going after the Phoenix here in the back. And this is where things get a little bit ugly for the High Elves. The Marauder Spearmen and the Marauders have gotten into the back line against the Lothern Seaguard. And the Marauders are very good in sustained combat. They have 30 more models, give or take. And they also, 22, but they also have the Rage mechanic. So the longer they fight, the stronger they get, right? So a very good Wind Blast, though, coming down from Gobbo Slayer. That was beautiful. That actually just roasted those Marauder Spearmen, but they might be able to stabilize. Hard to say. Anyways, over here, you can see the Flamespire Phoenix is being taken out by the Manticore and some of these Norscan Spearmen. The frontline engagement, it looks like this Feral Manticore is rampaging and being massacred here by the Fireborn. And it looks like a nice little Chain Lightning as well going off on the Marauders. And Wulfric the Wanderer is coming up and around, and it looks like the Marauder Hunters with Javelins have just been focusing down this Noble. So Sunfang from Tyrion also going down to the Spearmen, which it looks like the High Elves are able to win this center pocket in a very convincing fashion. And oh man, this is actually really dangerous. Sending in Wulfric against this massive horde of elite troops. Swordmasters are a good target, but the Fireborn are not. Fireborn are going to kill him very, very quickly. So looks like he's just going to be rampaging through, maybe trying to get to those Lothern Seaguard. The Manticore is going to kill the Flamespire Phoenix. Now the High Elves could actually stabilize if the Flamespire Phoenix does get its rebirth ability. In the back, the Norscan Doggos are able to pretty much shut down the Lothern Seaguard. Another Sea Fang is going to be coming down and tearing up the Lothern Seaguard. Beautiful cast right there from Wulfric the Wanderer. But again, he is being hunted by these Fireborn, which is not good for business. Not good for business at all. So the High Elves might be able to pull out some sort of a miracle victory here, even though the... Oh, look at that! That's not good for Norsca. The Frostheart Phoenix got a full health heal from its rebirth effect. That is brutal. That could actually cost the Norskins the game. I mean, that is a very, very powerful thing to get here. In the meantime, the Famir are going to be rushing in. Wulfric the Wanderer is in a little bit of a bad situation. 26 leadership. He's going to be ramshackling into these troops back here, but the Fireborn are hot in pursuit. Spirit Leech going down on them as well. Wulfric needs to get like up and away, and like if Wulfric can just survive and the Fireborn can be killed off by the other like chaff troops and things like that, I think Norsca could still pull this game out. I mean, I don't know. It's a little bit tough though. I mean, the Swordmasters of Hoeth in the back are able to kind of clean up some of the scraps, and it looks like the High Elves might be able to pull that one out. I mean, that's pretty nuts though. I think that Wulfric the Wanderer was used a little bit recklessly. Like he was sent into so many engagements that were just so dangerous, and yeah, I think the High Elves win this one because Tyrion is still alive. I cannot believe that. I really thought Norsca was just going to run those guys over, but yeah, like Wulfric getting hunted down by Tyrion now, he's definitely not going to escape. Tyrion's going to just cut cut the Achilles of this this mammoth, and down goes Wulfric. So there goes the leadership of Norsca. I mean, they do have good situations in many areas of the battlefield, like, but that Frostheart Phoenix or Flamespire Phoenix getting healed up to full health was disastrous, right? And here you do have Spearmen, and you know, they're doing a pretty good job against the Fireborn and things like that. But the leadership of the High Elves, I think, is going to be a little bit too strong. So I think Dimmy G is going to be eliminated here. 2-1, it looks like. I just can't see him coming back with that Phoenix being full health and Tyrion being full health, and they're still a high magic mage. I mean, he does have a Deathcaster. The Deathcaster can do some pretty good work. Fireborn are pretty much almost dead as well. And I think those are the Miststalkers. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, those are the Miststalkers. But yeah, it looks like the Fireborn going to get a very, very nice countercharge. So Goblin Slayer bringing a very unorthodox build and is actually able to win this one, which is crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Good Spirit Leech coming down on the Mage, but there just a moment ago, I believe. And the Shaman Sorcerer with Death is going to be chasing down the Mage. And it looks like the Noble's actually getting taken out as well. So the Norskins are doing a good job fighting back wherever they can, but I really think that if Wulfric had just been used a little bit more conservatively and not charged into the Fireborn, I think he could have been in good shape. But here you can see there's a bit of a mass break here from the Norskins. The High Elves are very tattered as well. I mean, they do not have a whole lot, but the Flamespire Phoenix has a rebirth ability, and it was able to heal from like 0 to full health. That was just insane value. If that Phoenix was dead, the Bounce Power would actually be pretty much dead, even in my opinion. So another Spirit Leech going down as well on Tyrion, which is quite nice. Those Fireborn need to be taken out. There's only 4 of them, and they're going to be chasing off so much value, right? The Norskins do have Marauder Horsemen here on the far side coming back in. Spirit Leech could go down on Tyrion, but it's the fact that these guys are going to get chased off. Like, he needs these Miststalkers. Although the Fireborn actually break, that might actually give these Miststalkers and other troops a moment to rally. And it looks like the Miststalkers are going to be rallying there. The Marauder Horsemen are going to be charging in headlong into the Lothran Seaguard, who do unfortunately have the charge defense. And over here, it looks like the Deathcaster has been caught by Tyrion, and he needs to get out of there. I mean, he's going to get that ass beat so incredibly hard if he stays there. The Norskins do get back in there. It looks like the Marauder Horsemasters are able to kind of compromise some of the Lothran Seaguard and some of those other troops, which is good. And yeah, I mean, they don't have a whole lot left. I mean, the High Elves are super beat up as well. The Norskins do have some decent kind of rally points coming in, but they're going to get hit with army losses. I mean, Tyrion is too strong. There's Swordmasters left. That's going to be it. Wow. So there we have it. There you have it. The Godbow Slayer able to take the series 2-1 here. Jimmy G has been eliminated. I think Wulfric just got a little bit too balls deep, and that was a bit of a problem. So let me go ahead and update the scoreboard here. And Godbow Slayer is going to be moving on to our next round here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets. We can get those all updated. And it's going to be Dr. Nick, who's the Godbow Slayer. So he's going to be in the finals for today's matches. Don't call it a comeback. Yes. And that's it. Okay, so Gabo set up. All right, so well played to Jimmy G. He has been eliminated for today, and the Godbow Slayer is going to be moving on to the finals. Boxes for the box god. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to our next game. Get that all set up here. Let me go ahead and refresh the list. It sometimes takes a moment. And let me go ahead and check with the guys. Make sure they're ready to go. So in the meantime, we're going to take a quick intermission while I set this all up. And we'll be back in like less than 5 minutes. It shouldn't take too long. So yeah, so stay tuned, guys. And thank you so much for the good times. All right, guys, we're back with our second best of three of the day, which is going to be a showdown between Falcon and David Johnlu here, who I probably mangled his name, so hopefully not. But anyways, we're going to get the blocker up, and we're going to get these scoreboards all restructured, and then we'll be ready to party. So the 0-0 game. Nobody's going to be starting with any unfair advantages here. Not on my watch. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Again, to anyone new joining here, this is the second best of three. The winner of this will be moving on to the finals to face the winner of our last series, who's going to be the Gabo Slayer. So we were just going to say David J for now. Oh, we don't want to move that. That is not good. I actually found an app that I need to try out that updates this like super quick for you, like much easier. And this is going to be Falcon. Great. So we're good to go. So yes, we have a showdown between the dinosaurs, who are going to be led by Falcon, and yes, start. And David, who's going to be playing the Beastmen. So pretty fun matchup. I think Bestigors are very good here. Centaurs with throwing axes, also MVPs. But it looks like a pretty fun build here from the dinos. We do have some dinosaurs, as can be inferred. And yeah, Falcon is such a crabby person, and it's what makes him amazing. He didn't seem crabby at all when I talked to him, unless that's a pun on his vampire cosplay. Yeah. The first song in the intermission was From Russia with Love, I think is what it's called. All right. Get rid of the blocker. Oh, wrong one. There we go. All is well in the land, my friends. All is well. Oh man, I wish you didn't have to worry about like copyright issues and all that. Like there's so many fun songs I would play for you guys. Oh man, that would just get wild. So what are your guys' predictions? Do you think this is going to be a victory for the dinos or a victory for the Beastmen? So the Beastmen have a couple options versus big dinos. They can go with Minotaurs or they can go with Centaurs with throwing axes. Those are the most kind of consistent options. Now, for the forces of the Lizards, we do have the glorious Slan Mage Priest. I don't know what flavor this is. This would be like the banana flavored. Yeah, we have the Slan Mage Priest banana flavored edition. He's going to be having the Barona's Time Warp, which is actually a pretty good AoE spell. It does give melee attack and speed as well on some of your units, which is quite cool. And he has Boss Protection, so he's going to be going with more of a support Banana Sherbet Slan back here. He does also have Shield of the Old Ones, Banishment, and Statue of Spite, and the Aura of Pretzel, which is always pretty good. For the front line, he has a combination of Saurus Warriors and Temple Guard. So Temple Guard, very good against Minotaurs. Saurus Warriors, good against most of the other Beastmen infantry. A couple groups of Skink Javelins as well. And for his big boys, he does have a Feral Carnosaur. So the Feral Carnosaur is going to be very good against some of the Minotaurs and like the bigger targets on the Beastmen roster. If they have like anyone on a chariot or any sort of mount, it's going to be pretty scary. And you can also get rid of the Rampage on the Feral Dinosaurs using the Cold Blood from both the Saurus Scar Veteran as well as the Slan Mage Priest. So there's definitely some good interactive play there. And then we do have a Solar Engine. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah, it's going to be good. In the back, we do have some Cold Blood Spear Riders providing some more anti-large, so definitely a very anti-large-centric army. Temple Guard will do okay against Bestigors. Bestigors definitely trade a little bit upward in that respect, but it's still, a decent situation, especially if you have the support of a Slan Mage. So for the Beastmen armies and the forces of David, David does have a front line of the Bestigor herds. I'm so used to like casting games where somebody has like a gamer name, like, like Gabo this or that, and then just to have like someone like, I'm David. Pretty cool stuff. So David here does have Korax Manrippers, Bestigors in the front line, a couple groups of Ungor Spearman herds. In the back, he does have Minotaurs with great weapons, then the Butchers of Kalkengard. So a very heavy Minotaur play. Quite excited to see how they do. They'll definitely be good at killing, the Solar Engine and the Orange Sherbet Slan, but they're going to have a little bit of trouble against some Temple Guard as well as the big boys. But Temple Guard could get run over by Bestigor. So Brace Shaman with the Lore of Wild. It looks like he's going to be summoning some Cygors, one group of Raiders in the back, and also a deep vanguard of Sons of Goros, as well as Chaos Warhounds with Poison. So that's going to be really fun. Start when ready. Oh, and I have some new decks too in Magic. Yeah. I don't know. No predictions here. Honestly, like the Beastmen army has some pretty good answers against the Temple Guard. They have Korax Manrippers. They have great weapons against the big dinos. It's really going to come down to the technical play of both players, in my opinion. I don't think that one army has like a massive advantage over the other. And also the Cygor summons are going to be very powerful from the Brace Shaman. Being able to drop rocks on the Temple Guard is good. So the Feral Carnosaur is going to be charging forward. He's just all happy, and look at this guy. He's such a jolly dude. So Feral Carnosaur is just sitting here happily, ready to hunt down some of these foul Beastmen. Some of the Skanks are going to be advancing, dropping some Javelins, probably onto the Korax Manrippers. Wouldn't be a bad choice at all. Yeah, here comes the first volley. Does it actually kill anyone? Doesn't look like it, but the Solar Engine does open fire here on the Bestigor herds, doing some pretty decent damage. Now the fighting's about to be underway. The Sons of Goros and the Poison Warhounds in Deep Vanguard are going to be advancing here from the corner of the map. And they have pretty good AP as well. So Saurus Warriors are going to be engaging against the Chaff in the front line, which is like the dream situation. And it looks like Korok's Man Rippers versus Temple Guard. I feel like Man Rippers will probably win that one. It's going to be like a grindy fight, but I still think that they have a slight edge. So in the front line, it looks like Barona's Time Warp has been cast here, and it's the overcasted version, so it does have the AoE effect, giving all of these Saurus Warriors 55 melee attack, which is pretty bananas. And you can see they're just kind of mulching things to pieces. The Saurus, or the Feral Carnosaur, is going to be falling back as well. He does have that nice speed buff, although it looks like he was getting poisoned by his friendly dudes here. So look at that. That Bastiladon coming in with a fat shot, just swing and a miss here on the Minotaurs. And the Orange Sherbet Slan's going to be dropping a fat banishment right on top of these Vestigors. That is going to be really nice, actually. And look how well this frontline engagement's going. The aura of Pretzel here, Shield of the Old Ones, so many buffs, just armor, melee defense, damage resist. And you can see the Beastmen lines are just buckling under the pressure of the dinos here in the front, which is pretty awesome to see. This is not good at all. Very good play here from David. He's able to get the Minotaurs with great weapons on top of the Bastiladon, and these guys are going to start karate chopping this dinosaur. I mean, that is going to be some hurting for sure. But I love that Slan play in the front line. Just juicing up those Temple Guard, and they were able to just massacre. So it looks like there is also going to be a Cygor summon. The Temple Guard are going to be called back to their Slan Overlord, but I think when they see the Cygor, the Slan gives them the orders to go take that thing out, and they do have anti-large. They should be able to kill it pretty quickly. Now in the back, Morker, the Shadow Gave, is going to be summoning some Chaos Spawn, but again, there's Temple Guard here. There's plenty of anti-large. The great weapons here from David are doing a very good job against the Bastiladon, and it looks like the Blood Statuette of Spite, which is like a mini Spirit Leech / Buna effect, is going to be going down, and yeah, we'll see how that plays out. So in the back, the Beastmen do have some rallying units. It definitely sucks for them to lose the Cygor like this. The Cygor boulders would be really good against Temple Guard, but the rallying Beastmen, like these Vestigors on the charge, they have really good charge bonuses, so they might be able to come in and clean up the Temple Guard there in the back line. Over here, the Korok's Man Rippers are pretty much fully surrounded. The Feral Carnosaur is rampaging, but hey, you know what? He has like good AP. He's coming in. He's doing good work against the Man Rippers, and it looks like a rear charge from a full health group of Saurus Warriors should be able to clean up shop. So the dinos seem to be in a very powerful position throughout the map. Over here, the Korok's Man Rippers and the Butchers of Kalkengard are going to be falling in undoubtedly to this army of dinos here. And it looks like some more Minotaurs with great weapons coming over to maybe get a rear charge on them, but the Skinks are able to chase them down. Over here, we do have Morker the Shadow Gave, who's going to be fighting the Orange Sherbet Slan. Morker definitely has the advantage in a straight-up duel, but this guy has the power of the Banana Sherbet. So that is definitely some fancy stuff going on. So the Saurus Warriors, another Barona's Time Warp coming down, giving some fat, juicy stats to all these units. Morker the Shadow Gave a little bit surrounded by Temple Guard and Slan. He's probably going to be dragged down over a long fight, but the Beastmen are kind of rallying in some areas. The back line, we could see another Cygor summon, which would be very, very powerful. Raiders are still healthy. Over here, the Vestigor is actually able to clean up these Temple Guards. So, I mean, the Beastmen are still very much in this game. The bounce of power is pretty darn even, and you can see here the Minotaurs are actually doing a good job kind of bouncing around, chunking down this Feral Carnosaur, but there's also a Saurus Scarvet over here who has anti-large. So there's two like heavy anti-large specialists kind of working on these Minotaurs, but it's a very pitched fight for sure. Temple Guard are also still nearby. It looks like there's 35 Temple Guard here who are going to be able to kill the Minotaurs, and I think this battle over here is going to favor the Lizardmen. In the meantime, the Sons of Goros and the Hounds are going to be coming to clip off these Coldland Spear Riders here on the far side. Beastmen are still not able to kill these Temple Guard. Man, Temple Guard just have insane leadership, which is pretty crazy. I see Lore Master of Sotek in chat giving a shout out to the dinos, his people. And it looks like you're going to get your wish. The Beastmen are breaking on many fronts. David put up a great fight and he had a good build, but it looks like the dinos were able to pull this one out with some very good Slan play in the front line. As Morka the Shadow Gave is going to be chased off by the Orange Sherbet Slan. He is coming for that booty. He's waddling on his toilet seat. And it looks like the Bastiladon with the Solar Engine is going to be blasting in there as well. And yeah, it's going after this Bray Shaman. But the Beastmen just don't have enough stopping power left, really. I mean, they have Korok's Man Rippers, a little bit of a pocket of strength here with Chaos Warhounds, as well as some of these Sons of Goros. They also have a caster. The Bray Shaman could probably summon another Cygor, but I think it's going to be too little too late, as this Bastiladon is just going to be happily just trampling over the corpse of that, that Beastman character. And here he comes. The Terror Rod's probably going to be going down on the spears here. This entire position of the Beastman is going to be folding under the pressure of that Bastiladon. And yeah, that looks like it's going to be it. I think the dinos are going to be taking this game. Falcon and his Slan army. Now, the Slan play was really cool. I like the Barona's Time Warp, the Shield of the Old Ones, the Aura of Pretzel. All those abilities were very, very cool in the front line. Morker the Shadow Gave the foul Beastman Chaos Spawn here. Going to be getting hunted by this big T-Rex. Look at this. The Jurassic Park. All we need is like a shaking glass of water to signify that. But there's something about the Lizardmen that are just so cool. Look at this guy. The giant T-Rex. Wouldn't it be cool if he just like bit his head off right there? Oh, the Pimp Slap with his T-Rex arm. Did you guys see that? And the roar afterwards to celebrate that Pimp Slap. That was glorious. This is Total War with a toad. Oh, I love that Holy Rhino. Yes. All right, a couple donations coming in. Riverbank, thank you for the €2 donations. Beefmen. I I love that. Colin G with the donation as well. Hit that like button, you filthy animals. And Kimo Sabe with the €1.99. Or well, €1.99, not dollar. But thank you so much. Appreciate the donations. That was a really fun game. I really enjoyed that one. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here as the Banana Sherbet Salon does take that first game. And second. And red player score. Now we got to scroll up. I need to get some water real quick. My voice is getting a little scratchy, boys. Yeah. I'll look into restreaming and see if that's something we could potentially do on the Twitch. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get the screen blocker up. Even though you guys can see it for a moment, but meh. Let me make sure they switch map. Hola, skinks. And start when ready. No rush. All right, guys, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to grab some water. We're back just in time. No, yeah, I just went to go get some tea. My voice gets a little bit raspy, and I'm having some bad allergies because of all the weather changes and stuff, and yeah, so been a little bit tough. Ah, yes, that is good. Good old sleepy time tea. I'm good. All right, guys, and we're here with game 2 between Falcon and David. Falcon going up 1-0 with a very nice Lizardmen showcase last game, which was definitely quite a bit of fun to see. Yeah, guys, we're here. So the winner of this will be going on to the grand finals to face off against the Gabo Slayer. It's going to be fun. And I'm back. Where has Turin gone? Turin is back. I will do YouTube for as long as you guys continue to watch the channel and find my rambling entertaining. I will continue to grind and put out videos for you guys. Unless my hand like literally just stops working, and then I might have to reconsider. I would probably still do YouTube, even if my hand stopped working, but I would have to like change the structure of my channel. I don't know. It would be tough. Although, like, even if it stopped working, maybe I could just like wrap it in like a club, like just like cast and just like whack the mouse so I click it. Yes, screen blocker's gone. Let me go ahead and make sure everything's looking good in terms of quality on the stream, and yes, it is. So here we are with the showdown between Falcon, who's going to be playing Norsca, and the forces of the Dark Elves, who are going to be led by David and Malekith the Witch King. So this is going to be quite a cockfight for sure. So for the front line of Falcon, we do have Marauders. Marauders pretty good against, like, you know, the Dread Spears and Bleak Swords, but they're really going to struggle against Corsairs and Elite Infantry. What the hell is this? Is he making a box? Is Falcon making a box formation just, like, based on the earlier games? Oh my god. You guys see this? What the hell is going on here? At least he's not drawing yeah, there's worse things that could be drawn with that. Anyways, the front line here is going to be the Blackguard and Angrund. It's going to be Blackheart Corsair. So a pretty elite front line from the Dark Elves. Very unorthodox because most Dark Elf players just use the chaff units and then use skirmishers and all kinds of annoying units like that. But I think this might actually catch the Norskins off guard. Granted, he's going to need to have ample protection for his back line. He does have Dark Shards with shields, which shields give him a little bit more melee defense. But I guess it will help against all of these like skirmishers and stuff. I really don't think the shields are necessary, but in the back it looks like David does also have some Blackheart Corsairs. He has a Hydra, And Malekith the Witch King on top his Mighty Dragon, and it looks like he does just have the Mark of Pain for spell, so he's going to be spamming that all day. And in the forest, he does have Cold One Knight, so pretty cool Dark Elf army. A little bit light on protection in the back line, but it could potentially catch his opponent off guard with all the monstrous play, right? For the forces of Norsca, he does have a Marauder Horseman here. On top of that, he has a front line of Marauders and very heavy Fimir play. So he has 3 Fimir Warriors, including the Miststalkers. So they're going to just pound town the Black Guard Corsairs. But the Black Guard are going to be really, really good here. They're going to be incredibly strong against these big infantry. So my favorite of the Chaos Gods is Nurgle, for sure. I play Death Guard in 40k, so... There's also a Frostworm. The Frostworm is going to be doing some battle with Malekith, but I think the skies definitely favor Malekith because he's just more powerful. He has the Mark of Pain. There's Overwatch Fire coming in from the Dark Shards, but the Norscan infantry can definitely bull rush here and do some really good work. So, so really excited for this game here. Start when ready. Have some tea. Look at this next level box formation tactics. I don't know how the Dark Elves can beat that. He thinks this is a boxing match. Oh God. What is going on here? And immediately the box collapses. Immediately he's like, oh, what have I done? So he's going to be taking some fire from those Dark Shards. It looks like the Frostworm is going to be coming in. And we do have Wulfric the Wanderer for our Lord here. So Seafang is going to be really good against the Dark Elves, especially if they stay in a straight line like this. And the Black Guard are going to be tough, though. It's really going to come down to like good breath attacks and good Seafangs. Oh no, the Dark Elves need to move. And he moves at the last second. So very well played there, actually dodging it with his expensive troops. He does take a nice little hit with his Corsairs, but the more important thing is keeping his Black Guard alive. Now, another breath attack coming in from that Frostworm. Oh, beautiful stuff. Just shrekking those Dark Elf Dark Shards in the back line. So far it's looking good for Norsca, but Wulfric is actually taking a ton of damage, and a really good Gaze of Malice looks like. That could potentially be good, but a little delayed there, but it still does some decent damage. And yeah, we have a little bit of a cockfight over here in the forest. The Cold One Knights are being fully surrounded by the Marauder Horseman. Falcon is having a run as the Cold One Knights are going to be intercepting. So man, just a very, very fast-paced battle here in the beginning. And the Black Guard absorb the onslaught of the Norscan charge with their charge defense. And they're going to be very good against all of these troops. I mean, they're essentially a counter to everything that's in front of them, but the caster could be quite helpful. Malekith, it looks like he's going to be getting a fat breath attack into those Norscan troops. Oh, the roastage coming down on the Marauders. Brutal stuff. And it looks like Marauders in the back line are going to be attacking the Corsairs who are trying to defend. But Wulfric's there. The Marauder Horsemen are just swarming in. The Dark Shards are already in a mass rout. So he needed some like Dark Riders to defend his back line because that is just so much pressure coming in. Granted, Marauder Horsemen have pretty pitiful combat stats, but Dark Shards are even worse, right? So that's going to be tough. Over here, we do have the War Hydra and the Malekith are going to be going after the Dragon. The Black Guard are also holding pretty firm here. So these Fimir Warriors are getting taken out. A beautiful pendulum coming in from Falcon there is able to hit the Black Guard, and it's really going to allow this formation of the Norscans to kind of buckle them down. So the bounce bar is pretty even. I mean, there's been some good plays from both players, like breath attacks, explosions, just fireworks, all kinds of crazy stuff going on. David's Hydra is in pretty good shape. A very helpful armor-piercing tool against the Fimir Warriors. Malekith is able to pull back there. Hunter of Champions, Enfeebling Foe going down. And it looks like the Frostworm's pretty beat up, but a nice breath attack coming in into the back of the Black Guard. And the Hydra does get its healing ability. So it's, I don't know why, I feel like that procced a little bit early, but I guess it's time. Dark Shards are going to be reforming ranks, probably going to be turning about face and shooting at either this Worm or the Wulfric coming in here. But yeah, the Dark Shards being chased down in the back line by the Marauder Horsemen, definitely pretty tough. But Malekith's coming for that booty. I mean, he's pretty strong. There's still a decent pocket of the Dark Elves right here. They still have a Black Guard, Corsairs, the Hydra's still in good shape. And the Norscan ground forces are relatively beat up. In the meantime, Cold One Knights are going to be chasing these Marauder Horsemen into the Shadow Realm. They can kite them for some pretty long time. They're much, much faster here. Malekith's going to be swooping in, going after the Frostworm. Looks like he opts to do a breath attack right on top of the Frostworm. Oh, direct hit right on his back. Does some pretty good damage. Probably a little bit better suited against infantry, but still does well. The Black Guard are holding, but they're being run through by Wulfric. The Fimir Warriors are sundering their armor for the Marauders. But the Hydra is proving to be a really good anchor here for the Dark Elf army. But Malekith is going to be casting Gaze of Malice as well, which definitely gets a pretty nice little slap there on Falcon's Marauders and stuff. So a pretty good game so far. Unorthodox builds, but I really think the tail of the tape, like, had David not spent money on Dark Shards and just gone with like Dread Spears in the back line, I think he could have been able to really kind of have a decisive victory here in the front line. But Malekith is able to get a Pimp Slap here on the Frostworm, actually chews him down pretty quick. Frostworm has about 400 HP, Black Guard are taking it down, and Malekith the Witch King slays the Frostworm, but the Norscans still have so much stuff left. They have Fimir, the Hydra is pretty much surrounded, and the Black Guard, once they're gone, this Hydra is just going to get circle beaten by the forces of Norsca. So yeah, very, very good game here. But it looks like Malekith is going to be a little bit outgunned, but maybe if he can snipe Wulfric and like stabilize, rally some of his troops. So here comes Malekith going after Wulfric. He gets a nice little attack right there, does some good damage. Chariot's obviously not the best of duelist units. The Halberds here are all gone though. The Black Guard have been getting Enfeebling Foe. The Hydra does get another heal with its head regrowth or whatever that ability is called. And Malekith's going to be trying, but there's not too much support left for the Dark Elves. If we look around, I mean, they have some Old One Knights still chasing these Marauder Horsemen into the sunset. Malekith's is doing a good job, like terror routing and, you know, laying a whipping on some of these guys, but there's still too many high mass units. There's Famir. Oh man, but that Hydra gets a nice little dive right there on the on Wulfric, and Wulfric's actually kind of low. Yeah, but Marauder Horsemen back here, there's just too many tools left. It was a good attempt by the Dark Elves, but the Norscans just kind of had enough backline pressure that the Dark Shards were able to, you know, not really able to do much of any. So but here we go. Looks like Malekith's going to be hunting down Wulfric, trying to dive. Hordes of Famir chasing him. The Hydra, of course, does regenerate, so if you don't finish it off, he could potentially come back even stronger. Dark Shards providing some Overwatch fire into the Marauder Horsemen, which is helpful. But yeah, Malekith, I don't know if he's going to be able to get away, and there are some Dark Shards kind of providing support, but it looks like Falcon is going to be taking this series 2-1 here. That's going to be all she wrote. What a game.
Yeah, boy.
What a game. New champions emerge in the Eternal Challenger League. What was that? Let me get your name right. Didier, thank you for the donation, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, so that's going to be 2-0 for Falcon. The Swiss Franc. Frank, thank you so much for that. Well played, David. You put up a great fight, man. That was a fun game. My 2 cents would be just a little bit, if you're going to invest that heavily in Dark Shards, like, I actually liked his front line. The Corsairs are good against Marauders, the Blackguard are good against Famir, but the Dark Shards just weren't able to bring anything to the battlefield. Now, if those had been like Dark Riders or Skirmisher units to counterplay the Marauder Horsemen, that could have been a very different game for sure. But it was well played to both players. That was quite a bit of fun. Yes. And now it's time for the Grand Finals. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. So Falcon, stay here. Jump out. And then we're going to get our finalists in here, and it's going to be showtime. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the maps for them from the Grand Finals. So as far as the brackets go, let's go ahead and take a look at everything going on here. So we do have Dr. Nick, who is the Gabo Slayer, and he's going to be facing off against Falcon here in the finals, which is going to be quite a glorious showdown. Might need to remake the lobby here. Sec. You guys want more box strats? They're coming. You just wait. So I'm going to get his opponent here in the Discord to make sure he's ready to go. And let's line up. Dr. Nick, the Gabo Slayer, is he going to be able to continue his streak of unorthodox builds and claim this final series against Dr. Falcon? Game lobby. It's game 2. Let me get the maps as well. So for the map finals, we do have the Tower of Hoeth, and we have some very strange maps here for the finals, for sure. So I just linked the maps to our host here. And it looks like Dr. Nick is going to be here in just a moment. So great. It's always nice when I don't have to change the brackets too much in between here. And remember, the winner of this best of 5 is going to be winning one of the pieces of 8 here. So far we have Rightist in week 1, Flying Taco in week 2. And in week 3, we have the Exploding Hamster from Germany. And I'll fix his name so it's like, the same size. It's just kind of weird when you just use the standard text and go like straight across. 8 Bloated Corpses is going to be the next play you're thinking? Well, it could be. It very well could be. So Falcon here, let's go ahead and change the score. He was able to win that 2-0 there in some pretty good matches. Definitely very fun. And let's go ahead and get the red player name. I hear Wookiee barking angrily in the living room. Something must be pissing him off. Probably the construction workers outside in the street. Great, so we're just waiting for our second competitors to join up today, and we're going to have a little chat, guys. I'm going to enjoy some tea. Salty Saxon, thank you for your donation. Love from Australia. Right on, man. Anna and I would love to go to Australia someday. That'd be a lot of fun. The lovely Lady Turin. Good, Anakin, good. I should make Palpatine the donation thing, so when people donate, Palpatine comes out.
Give your meat a good old rub.
I feel like Chef Ainsley's kind of run his course a little bit.
Nice and hot.
And just so when we're in the finals here,
boy.
Second, I'm just going to shut down the notification so it doesn't interrupt the commentary here in the finals. You guys want bloated corpses? If I was playing here in the finals, I would bring a bloated corpse for you guys. I would bring just one. I would probably just bring one. So Gobble Slayer versus Falcon are going to be playing here in the finals, and this is a best of 5. Tower of Hoeth, Skjold. We're going to be on La Anguille and Glacial Lake and River Amixon, which is a pretty good map as well. All pretty fun ones. I think the river is the one I'm thinking. Hopefully it is. But a couple small ones. Tower of Hoeth is pretty normal sized, so Take your time. And start when ready. So, are you guys expecting more boxes? Maybe so. I was surprised though, Goblin Slayer was able to make those work. He had good focus fire with his Lothern Seaguard. He was on point. Especially that Dwarf box game, but I guess against the Beastmen it's not a bad idea, right? Oh, that's his build from last game, so yeah. So thank you though, Misha. I'll get this screen blocker up. I think Battle Realism mode, when you click that, it takes off certain features like your heads-up display and your mini-map and things, which is kind of stupid, so. It's not Gobbo King, in case you guys are wondering. No, a lot of people have been asking that today. And again, big thanks to all of you guys for joining. We got 1,154 people here, give or take. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit that like button. I always, it always is a really good feel good moment for me when the stream ends and there's like close to 1,000 likes. I can just be like, that'll do, pig. I just go home and, well, I leave my bedroom and I'm happy. So if we could pound that like button a little bit, that'd be nice. Salty Saxon, I try and diversify the maps, but I do just pick ones that I'm very familiar with. I'll start branching out the maps, though. That's some good feedback. I really do need to do that. So I pick maps that people can't really like forest camp in, or like, that's why I don't pick like Blue Reach River and things like that, because I don't want people to really abuse the rules and things like that. Sirtha Ek build versus Bloated Corpses. Well, Sirtha Ek would win for sure. All right, guys, so Gobbo Slayer is going back to Vampire Coast, and looks like he's going to be facing off against the Dinos. Oh, man, this is going to be so fun. I'm really excited for this. I love watching Vampire Coast. Yes, yes. You know, I like watching Vampire Coast probably the most, and then after that, it's probably the Skaven. Like, I love watching Skaven in tournaments. It is so much fun. All right, here. There you go. Yeah, they can start when ready. Let me look. All right, so Falcon, one sec, is asking about a rules question. So let me go ahead and double check the rules to make sure he's within the parameters of the rules. And we'll get going in just a second. You guys want Sirtha Ek? Oh my god. You guys want some of those sweet, sweet lizard trinkets? Checking the rules real quick. Okay, so let me send you, check your Discord message. I don't want to like give up his build by saying like, oh, you can't bring that many of that unit. Cool. I just clarified the rules question. We're good to go. So Faust, you won't get this box action anywhere else like it. Hey, Mr. Thule, Davian, I notice you, man. Come on. I notice everyone. And guys, I want to also give you a sincere apology that if you guys are like, you know, asking me questions on my videos, I would love to respond to every single comment, but unfortunately, I can't because of my hand problem. Like, typing is one of the most painful things for me. So, unfortunately, I can't always respond to all of those. So, again, my apologies to that, guys. I try my best, but, you know, restrictions, as my lovely wife would say, Rzeczo wistość, kurwa. Yes. If anyone from Poland is watching. Yeah, it's a good build, though. It definitely looks pretty fun, the Dino build. Very different from what I would bring, but it still seems like it has plenty of answers for, you know, what the Vampire Coast could bring to the table here. The screen blocker is up. I'm going. We're good. So, yeah, questions time. Wee Manling, I'm glad I've reignited your love for Total War. We're going to be on the Tower of Hoeth, which is probably one of the best multiplayer maps, in my opinion. It's so good. It's like a beautiful map. It has a nice combination of terrain and an open field. It's just so good. Interestingly enough, Riverbank, when I click, it does hurt my hand a tiny bit. Like, every click is like a small, like, kind of, you know, aching pain in my hand. So, yeah, reality does suck for sure. Rzeczo wistość, kurwa. Yeah, maybe I got to set up the microphone to do text-to-speech. That's actually a really good idea. Typing is hard when you have wrist tendonitis in both hands. The tournament's going to be starting here in a moment. The players are just picking their armies. Good to go. Start when ready. We're in the finals too. This is actually best of 5. So Magic isn't as bad, no. But honestly, like I can usually play like 5 or 6 Total War games a day, and that's usually it. I'm actually going to be calling a couple doctors' offices after this to look into stem cell stuff. I'm going to be like, hey, if you guys give me stem cells, I'll give you a shout out on my YouTube channel. I'll shout out your business. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. What's a good build against dwarves if your vampire counts? You mean Vampire Coast? Yeah, you probably mean Vampire Coast. I have a build that's pretty decent. I use deck gunners. Deck gunners are pretty good. You can bring like 4 deck gunners and then a bunch of deckhand mobs with polearms, Luther Harkin on ground, vampire caster, a couple deck droppers with the handguns to sit in your back lines and pick apart the slayers. Yeah. I have tendonitis in both my hands. Yeah. Yeah, I have it in both hands, unfortunately. It's way worse in my mouse hand, but it's not as bad. It's still terrible. Yeah, I know a couple of Polish tanks. give me another hand, I'll take it. I know. I could have Deadpool's healing factor. Well, we're going to see what Gobbo Slayer's up to. Vampire Coast is definitely a faction that you can box with if you're interested. But, you know, Dr. Nick's shown some prowess today. He's done very good. The Gobbo Slayer's, you know, brought some unorthodox builds. And I really thought that his builds didn't stand a chance. But he was able to do well and actually, like, you know, win those games. So good on him. I would be quite eager to see what he can bring here to the grand finals. I know. Well, I'm doing everything I can to take care of the tendonitis, so don't worry, guys. I'm actively like trying to get better. I'm not just sitting and just suffering. So, well, the thing is, like when I wake up in the morning, I can play 3 or 4 Total War Warhammer games as good as anybody. My micro is going to be super fast, but after that, my hand starts to get inflamed, and that's when the quality starts to slip in my gameplay. But for the first couple games, I can be just like as good as I've ever been. So yeah. Cut your hands off and get a Gobbo Slayer is not Gobbo King now. All right, so we're gonna get rid of this army blocker here, and it is showtime. Elves are definitely a tougher faction to play. I wouldn't say they're like at the very bottom of competitive play, but they're definitely not. They're like more mid-lower range, I would say. This is the qualifier, so this is one of the 8 qualifiers. This is number 4 here. Yeah. How's the game sound, by the way? Do I need to turn up the battle sounds, or does everything sound good to you guys? Let me know. Yeah, I got the screen blocker, I think. There's just a bit of a delay on chat, so. That looks good. Ugh. All right, guys, so we're here in the grand finals. Game 1, showdown between Falcon and the Gobbo Slayer. Oh my god, there's a bloated corpse. Gobbo Slayer is a man after the hearts of the people. There's actually 2 bloated corpses. In hand cannons, I mean, if Gobbo Slayer shows us something that we haven't discovered yet, these are units that 2 of the 5 units on my worst elf list here. Man, I'm really eager to see how he does here. Hopefully he has a caster somewhere. Does he have a caster? A lot of people bring... Yeah, he does. Okay, I was going to be like, oh god, he would be so screwed without a caster. Anyways, guys, for the forces of the dinos, it looks like we have a very heavy front line of Saurus Warriors and Skinks. So mostly Skinks, but a couple Saurus kind of just plugged in there. Some Skink cohorts with Javelins. And then on top of that, we have a couple groups of the Croxagores. So Croxagores are a hard counter against Depth Guard. And Depth Guard are a pretty common pick against dinos because of how good they do against Saurus. So the Croxagores could do some heavy lifting here for sure. Falcon does also have 2 Skink Chiefs, which are going to be very annoying for Luther Harkin. However, the Vampire Coast does actually have a couple groups of Felbats as well, so there's counterplay going both ways. So Skink Chief. On top of that, there is an orange Sherbert Salon with high magic. So he has Tempest, Hand of Glory, and Apotheosis, pretty standard stuff. Some more Swords kind of guarding him. And then several groups of the Skink Skirmishers. So very cool Lizardmen army. Definitely has the answers to deal with most of the Vampire Coast. The one thing that would be really scary against this horse would actually be the Deck Droppers, but he doesn't have any. So for the forces of the Vampire Coast, looks like the front line is going to be Halberds, Zombie Pirate Deckhand mobs, and yeah, just Deckhand mobs. Vampire Caster with the Invocation of Nehek, as well as the Drowned Dead. 2 bloated corpses. Two of these bad boys. Doesn't the bloated corpse just look like a giant neck beard? You know? Yeah, I kind of get that vibe a little bit. Anyways, up here we do have Luther Harkin on his terror guys coming for some of those Lizardmen trinkets. He's going to be hunting down the Slime, which is very thematic as well. We also have Queen Bessie. Queen Bessie's going to be dropping some hot fire on the dinos, zombie pirate gunnery mob, and hand cannons. Of all things, he has hand cannons, so shotguns. I'm really actually eager to see those guys. So that's pretty much it, guys. I think we're good to go. So start when ready. Gobbo Slayer says, I'm not Gobbo King. Oh my god. The only good Gobbos are the ones that never come out of their holes. Oh my god, that's so funny. He's got two bloated corpses. I am really excited to see this in action. I really do like the build of the Gobbo Slayer. Now, I think it has some memes in it, which could potentially cost him the game, but I like the direction he's going. You know, the cannon should probably be moved a little bit. I think he's going to get hit with line of sight on this this terrain here. I'm not 100% sure, but Queen Bessie dropping her first volleys in. Here it goes, and could definitely do some work against swords. Probably don't want to be using it so much against skinks, but Queen Bess is not the most accurate of ladies here. And here it comes, and ooh, a bit of a miss on those skinks. Probably want to go after swords. They're much slower. Swords have like 28 speed, I think, and skinks have like 46. So it's much harder to hit the skinks. The dinos are going to be moving up and around, trying to get a little bit of a terrain blocking as Queen Bessie is going to be bombarding here. And yeah, it's just a swing and a miss, but Luther Harkin and his Fellbats are going to be coming out. Not a bad idea to just try and pick off the skinks over here. Like Luther could just like dive these skinks real quick, maybe break them, and then chase them off with Fellbats. That would be some pretty good free value. Skink Chiefs in the meantime are going to be moving forward. And yeah, here comes another Queen Bess shot. Queen Bessie's not paying her taxes right now. She is not paying her dues to the government, and she's having some problems. You know, not the most accurate of ladies, like I said. Here she comes. So she's shooting it again. Let's see if she can hit some of these swords, but it's mostly skink army, actually. It's like skinks and Kroxigor, so very, there we go. That's nice value right there, hitting the skink. So skink cohorts only cost about 300 or 400, so it's not like the most value, but it's still not bad. So the Fellbats should be chasing down the skink chiefs for sure. Luther Harkin is actually pretty good against them, though, because I forgot he does have his pistol with 90 range, so he can actually trade with them with his ranged attacks. So the Vampire Coast is going to be squaring up with their guns. They do have the black spot, and some of these deckhand mobs definitely going to need to reform ranks. Nice little breath attack going down there on these skink cohorts with javelins. And the Fellbats are going to be swooping over to go after the skink chiefs, which is a really good play. Good stuff here from Gobbo Slayer, needing to lock those guys down. And yeah, Luther Harkin taking some of that skink skirmisher fire. I don't know how the Vampire Coast army is going to hold up against this onslaught of Kroxigors. Granted, the zombie pirate deckhand mobs with polearms are very good, but this is just like an onslaught. There's so many troops. Queen Bess shooting in again. It does hit the skink cohorts in the front line. The black spot is going to be unleashing hell and not caring about their shields. So yeah, here come the zombie pirate deckhand mobs in the front line, going to be charging into the skinks. Some of these polearms definitely need to be pulled in a little bit higher and tighter, but it looks like they're going to be engaging across the front line. And Queen Bessie's going in and taking pot shots at the skink cohorts. Tempest being dropped as well, so very good Tempest here from Falcon is able to lock Luther Harkin in place, and he is definitely just getting a salad toss so incredibly bad. I mean, the skinks are just darting him out of the skies. So very good lizard play here so far. The bloated corpses, I haven't seen them in action yet. The other bloated corpse is still here, so I'll keep tabs on this thing because I'm sure you guys want to see it. So the bloated corpse over here looks like it's shambling out behind the cover of the polearms. Some summoned zombies have been dropped as well, and the hand cannons are engaged by Kroxigors. Now, hand cannons are they're such a bad unit, but you know, got to give them props for trying. So some Overwatch gunfire coming in here from the gunnery mobs into the Kroxigors, but the big angry dinos are piling in, and they should be able to kill this back line. The Tempest play was able to just absolutely destroy Luther Harkin, who's, you know, oh, did the bloated corpses are going? Oh, bloaty! Come on. Oh, this is so sad. Look at this. The skinks are just like cackling. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, nobody wants to play with me. Nobody likes me. He's just running. Oh my god. This is such a meme. Oh my god. Why do you do this to yourself and bring bloated corpses? Alright, so the hand cannons in the back just being absolutely pounded out by the Kroxigors. The entire backline's compromised, and that's pretty much going to be the game. It's only a matter of time until the Vampire Coast collapses. And yeah, Luther Harkin got destroyed by the Tempest play. That was really, really good for sure. But he's coming back in. He's going to be trying to help out wherever he can, but really I think there's just too many Lizardmen and too many Kroxigors. And this bloated corpse is still just like memeing in the distance. Look at him. It's like, just let him have it. You're already going to win the game, Falcon. Let him have the bloated corpse. Look at this poor guy. He's just like that one guy that like nobody wants to be friends with, and like, you know, they're just all running from him on the playground. That's so sad. It's a true Total War tragedy. Yeah, but anyways, the Vampire Coast putting up a bit of a last stand here. You can see Luther Harkin's going to be charging in on the Kroxigors, but he is going to be caught with the Tempest, it looks like, which, you know, does hit him when he's landing here. He's going to be taking damage. Kroxigors are just pounding the entire front line. Granted, the dinos have taken some damage. Over here in the forest, we do have the Fellbats actually killing Escape Chiefs. That's a really good catch for the Vampire Coast, but Nonetheless, it looks like the Croxagore. So this is like a day of Lizardmen and Dwarf victories, it looks like. My goodness. Daddy Croxagore is doing some spanking for sure. Luther Harkin is really good against Croxagores, though. He's able to chew those guys down. Queen Bessie is still shooting it, and it looks like his cannon, unfortunately, was line of sighted over here, so I think it may have fired a couple shots because it does have 5 kills. The bloated corpse in the distance, you know, still chasing, trying his heart out. I want to play a song right now. Oh my god, look, they're throwing javelins. Forget the rest of the battle. This is where the action is. Come on, can the skink cohorts get it with the javelins? Oh, he's going. He's like, hug me. Give me your love. Oh, he's going to catch him. He's going to catch him. Come on, buddy. Oh, no. Those skinks got flattened. See, that was not worth it, though. The skinks are like 400 gold, and that thing costs like 500, but goddamn, that was funny. Okay. Anyways, the battle's still underway over here. The cannons are offline for the most part. Queen Bessie in a little bit of trouble. And Luther Harkin here is, you know, trying his best. But the Orange Sherbert Slun with the Tempest and the Croxagores are able to just hit him with the Spanking Paddles. And it looks like Falcon is going to be taking game 1 in a pretty convincing manner. He did try and meme for you guys, so you guys got to give Gobbo Slayer some props for trying the meme build. But yeah, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. That corpse had good cardio for sure. He ran like halfway across the map. He definitely, you know, gets on the treadmill and does some work. Everyone's all excited about that. So well played. That's going to be game 1 for Falcon in this best of 5 series. And it looks like the Gobbo Slayer is going to have to... Yeah. 11 out of 10. He's like, love me. He killed 56. He killed 56 models there, which is something. All right, so gold player score. Falcon is going to go up 1-0 here. And we're going to get ready. Oh, got to turn on the blocker as well. So yeah, I mean, honestly, the army against the dinos was a little bit suboptimal. Queen Bess, I mean, did get 117 kills, but it was mostly just against skinks. Luther's a good choice for the Vampire Caster. I would probably cut the hand cannons and the Zombie Pirate Gunnery mobs to bring the spot. But yeah, I mean, it had some decent fundamentals against the dinos, like the Halberds, and Luther and the Vampire Caster are good. The Black Spot is very good against dinos and Croxagores, but the cannon was a little bit awkwardly positioned, and I think he didn't net his value from there. So, GG, switch map. I wish I could have done like a screech to kind of encapsulate that. Gobbo Slayer is the people's champ. If he's gonna go down, he's gonna go down in a blaze of glory. That's what's cool about the qualifiers. You know, you're gonna see some ridiculous stuff. Switch map when ready. People's champ. People's champ. And looks like we got another donation on the PayPal coming in hot from, let's see here, the name, Miles. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream, having a good time. Meme build with meme. It'd be hard to do like a purely meme tournament. This match is won by Gobbo for us. Oh man, that bloated corpse just chasing skinks for like 30 minutes. Just like, oh. That was so funny. Oh my god. And right now, they're just kind of working out the next match here. A blaze of memery. Yeah. Falcon here is up 1-0. But again, it is best of 5, so the games are going to go a little bit longer. Falcon is not holding any blows back. He's a very good player. I played him on ladder quite a bit. He's very solid, so... yeah, I mean, HGM, there's going to be mismatches in this league, for sure. That's why we have qualifiers. So then the winner of each week is going to be playing in the grand finals. It's essentially just to ensure that, you know, we're going to get good games throughout the week, but then the grand finals are going to be pretty good for sure. Lore Master Sotek says, I've been that bloated corpse. We're going to see what they switch to. Skjold is a huge map. Yeah, I just threw it in as a bit of a joke, so we're going to see what kind of builds they bring here. Is Gobbo Slayer going the Vampire Coast again? Our rules do stipulate gotta play different race game. So Gobbo Slayer is going to be switching. The rule issue, he was just wondering how many of a single unit he could bring, because he wanted to spam one unit quite a bit, but we do have rules for that, so. Yeah. The Vanguard only tournament? Oh my god. That would be so ridiculous. I don't know how that would go, to be honest. Yeah, so Falcon's going to be playing Dark Elves, definitely one of the better factions. Very, very powerful in pretty much every respect here. Gobbo Slayer still looks like he's trying to decide who he wants to play. They're both in chat, of course, so they're going to be deciding on the matchup. So I have to let them know that they have to actually switch races. And it looks like Bretonnia versus Dark Elves. So we're going to see. I mean, Bretonnia isn't a faction that you can really play. I mean, you can play kind of defensively, but you know, Mass Bretonnian infantry actually is not bad against Dark Elves. Granted, the Bretonnian Cav are so good. Grail Knights and Knights of the Realm trade very well with the Dark Elf Cav. And then on top of that, Peasant Archers trade pretty efficiently with the... yeah, and it looks like Gobbo Slayer is going to be checking out the stats of the unit. The schedules are kind of all over the place, Matthew, to be honest, but they'll always be up on YouTube after the fact. But yeah, there's going to be one this Saturday for sure. I can guarantee that because on Sunday, Anna, Lady Turin, and I are going to be going on a little road trip for that Sunday. So I'll be out of town. But this coming Saturday at 12, probably 12 noon, same time as this, we're going to be having another one of the qualifiers. So Dark Elves have a good matchup here, though. Dark Elves are solid. I need to get some more water, too. This cup is very small. Loaded Corpses should have Vanguard deployment. That would be so funny. Oh my god. Did you guys see what Gobbo Slayer said in chat though a minute ago? Look, I'm not Gobbo King. The only good Gobbos are the ones that never come out of their holes. Oh my god, that's so funny. Hilarious. Yeah, if Gobbo King were to return and play in one of these, I would play that like you guys remember the movie? Well, of course you guys remember the movie 300, but there's a scene in 300 where Leonidas is going through his trials as a child, right? Like the Spartan children have to go through in that movie. And he like comes back like after slaying the wolf and surviving the winter, and it's like has that like epic song, and the song's actually called Returns a King. And like I would definitely play that for him. Oh man, you want to see what guns you want to see? Oh, I can show you guys some pictures of me back when I used to exercise. I was kind of fit. I am a full-time YouTuber. Yeah, I do this for a living. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm able to do it because of you guys. So thank you guys so much. You see the like button thoroughly unsmashed. Well, if you guys could, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like. Again, it does help out quite a bit from a business perspective, as I do this for a living, so everything counts. Let me adjust this webcam real quick. See how that looks. It's Turin Gobbo King. Maybe I've been Gobbo King all along. Maybe we share a channel. All right, here we are, guys, in the grand finals in Game 2. Falcon up 1-0 against Gobbo Slayer, and we're going to be loading into Skjold, which is actually one of the biggest maps in Total War Warhammer. And we had some really fun games with the Ever-Chosen Invitational with this bad boy, so I kind of figured that this would be a fun one to throw back to. God damn, look at that, like the big, massive, like just landscapes here. That's why a lot of people like don't realize how big this map is. And you know what's nice about this map from a commentator's perspective is I can like sit and talk. Oh my god, the triple blessed field trebuchet. This guy is a madman. Now, he needs to defend those things. I really hope that he has like some troops back there to kind of guard against the Dark Elves because they have a ton of pressure. But I mean, that actually could be pretty good against like that, like because of the nature of this map and how big it is. Damn. Triple and Grail Guardians. Okay, so the Grail Guardians are in Questing Knights. Yeah, Grail Guardians, Questing Knights, and it looks like he does have Royal Hippogriff Knights as well. He has the Fey Enchantress, which is always a pretty solid competitive pick, and the massive blessings of the lady coming down from the Gobbo Slayer here, which is going to be pretty insane. Hey, thank you for the kind words, and Infinity for Karma. Sorry, well, if I awkwardly eat this banana and you guys have to listen to the sounds. I'm like super hungry. I don't know. It's like raining really heavily in California right now. It's all a meme until he wins the game with 3 Blessed Field Trebuchets. It's an unfair map for sure. You can do it. You'll be fine. You have to pick fun maps every now and then. You can't just like use the same ones over and over. Lewin Leoncoeur. Lewin is love. He doesn't have Lewin. He does have the Royal Hippogriff Knights, actually. The Blessed Hand Grenade. So for the armies of the Dark Elves, Bleak Swords and Dread Spears in the front line, pretty standard stuff. They can usually dominate most Bretonnian infantry. Witch Elves are also very good against Bretonnia because you can rampage their cav, at which point you can countercharge them with the Cold One Knights, which is quite strong. He does also have a Death Hag mixed in, which is going to be a nice supporting unit in the front line. Pretty good against like Fey Enchantress too. He does have a Sorceress with the Lore of Shadows, Enfeebling Foe, Occam's Mindrazor, as well as the Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. He has a Dreadlord with Sword and Shield up here, so going a little bit wider. Definitely has some cool units against Bretonnia, the Witch Elves to Rampage, and then the Cold One Knights to countercharge here. So we're going to see how those bad boys do. Yeah, the downhill charge from Bretonnia is going to be tough. But, I mean, in the defense of, the Bretonnians, the Dark Elves very well could have brought Bolt Throwers. If they brought like 2 or 3 Bolt Throwers, they could have, punished the Blessed Field Trebuchets, right? Bolt Throwers hard counter those things. And they're also good against Knights. So there is some give and take here for sure. So the Dark Elf forces are going to be advancing. The Blessed Field Trebuchets, I am really actually eager to see how this goes. I am really eager. But yeah, I mean, like both players can kind of... This map, typically, if you know you're going to be playing on Skilled and you've played on it before, you just need to be prepared. You just need to bring artillery and play that kind of more tactical long game rather than just kind of trying to bum rush someone. I mean, granted, honestly, I think the Dark Elves still have a pretty good situation here. I mean, their infantry quality is so much better. The Blessed Field Trebuchets are going to need to net quite a bit of value, though, so it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. The Trebs are going to be good here. I mean, there's a lot of open field. I mean, there's just Bleak Swords, but yeah, they should definitely be focusing down the Witch Elves. And if I were Gobbo Slayer here, I would not charge out with my Knights. Like, there's no point. Like, just sit back, relax, let the Trebuchets butter the bread before you charge out, because any sort of cycle charging is going to open you up to a Melkoth. It's going to open you up to Witch Elves and some sort of counterplay. But in this situation, just play defensively and just wait. Like, the Dark Elves have to come to you, right? So we're going to see how it goes. Yes. How could one man stop something? Yeah, who knows? Grimgor has not been played yet today, Gojira, but in last week's Flash tournament, the Exploding Hamster actually played Grimgor to pretty good effect. So Felcon's force is still advancing through the massive field of Skilled, and it looks like he's going to be moving quite quickly here, as he, of course, does have to engage. The Dreadlord, yeah, look at that. Both players agreed to fast forward a little bit. Isn't that funny? Yeah, we're going to see how the Blessed Field Trebuchets do. I was really hoping for an artillery duel. That's partially why I put this in, because those games are like so tactical and fun. But the Trebs, I mean, they need to focus down the Witch Elves, like hardcore. Like everything else, the Bretonnian infantry can at least put up a fight against, but the Witch Elves are just going to like lawnmower them. It's going to be pretty tough. So here come the Dark Elves. They're about to step into range here. The Bretonnian forces looks like they're going to be holding position. The Knights might be getting some downhill charges, but now the Blessings of Bretonnia are going to be pretty much underway here, right? And you can see they've gone back to normal speed. Knights are going to be falling back, and I think all 3 of the Blessings are going to be bestowed upon these guys. Some of the Grail Guardians are going to be sitting on the flanks, maybe looking to get a free charge against Dread Spears, but there are a bunch of Cold One Knights out here that could potentially do some work. So yeah, a little bit tough to say what he's going to do with those guys. The Royal Hippogriff Knights just kind of sitting in the front waiting. And the Blessings of the Lady are, yeah, they're being bestowed. So all that firepower is underway. And it's pretty righteous to see Dark Elves being smited by Blessed Field Trebuchets. And it gets a nice little contact. Look at that. Kills like 8 models. That's not bad. That is not bad at all. So anyways, the forces here still advancing. You can see the Bretonnia Knights, the Grail Knights, Grail Guardians, or no, these are Grail Knights actually, yeah. They're going to be doing a downhill charge here on the Spearmen. Oh, this is going to be, oh, but he braces. Beautiful play there from Pelkon, so he braces and gets the charge bonus, but it looks like it actually didn't fully brace in time. He does respond with a Melkos, but that was a beautiful downhill charge coming in from the Gobbo Slayer with his meme Trebuchet builds. But I'm telling you, once this Dark Elf force gets there, those Bretonnians are not going to hold terribly long. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights looks like they're going to be engaging as well against the Dreadlord up in the air. But yeah, he needs to keep pulling back with those Knights, because if the Witch Elves rampage this pocket of troops, especially the Royal Hippogriff Knights, that's pretty much going to be game over. So Trebuchet shooting into the Witch Elves here. He needs to pull back, although it looks like he's taking that engagement with Malekith. The other Knights of Bretonnia, the Grail Guardians, actually pushed through the Bleak Swords and have engaged. It looks like he's going to be just kind of forming a bit of a Helm's Deep with Shield of Thorns. This actually isn't like terrible, because it's going to occupy a ton of the Dark Elf forces and allow the Trebuchets to generate more value. But honestly, the Rampaging and the Witch Elves grabbing those guys early is going to be really, really rough. I mean, the beginning engagement was quite solid. Fey Enchantress does charge into some of these Bleak Swords right here. You can see, yeah, she has Quest of Knight support as well, so they should be able to finish them off no problem. But yeah, losing those guys that quick to the Rampage and the charge a little bit rough, but he does get away with the other ones and still nets some pretty good damage on them. So some give and take. I still think it really sucks losing a full health Grail Guardian like that, but the Fey Enchantress leading her peasants down the hill, and it looks like the Questing Knights are going to be chopping up a lot of these Bleak Swords, and the Trebuchets are still netting value. I mean, the Dark Elf forces are super beat up. Like, look at this whole army. It's just in shambles, right? So, I mean, I guess those Grail Guardians did hold them in place, right? A nice rear charge coming in from the Grail Knights into the back of those Bleak Swords there, who are actually shaken. The Royal Hippogriff Knights are still online, and they should definitely just go after the Dreadlord up in the air and just, like, fight him fisticuffs. Some of the Bretonnian infantry are going to be advancing forward. The Blessed Field Trebuchet still shooting in, and the Dark Elves are, yeah, they're quite beat up, but I still think they're in pretty decent position here. Ooh, the Royal Hippogriff Knights with a massive charge here on the Sorcerer with the Shadows. And man, she's getting put down by those Royal Hippogriff Knights. Beautiful play here as Men-at-Arms just piled down the hill. And the meme Trebuchets actually are decimating this Dark Elf army pretty efficiently. The Fey Enchantress here is also going to be fighting against the Witch Elves and the Bleak Swords and some of those other units here. And yeah, it looks like the Dreadlord is going to be getting a nice little breath attack, but it's looking like Bretonnia is going to pull this one out. I mean, the Dark Elves are just so tattered, being taken apart by the Trebuchets. I mean, the entire back line here is just in shambles. The Cold One Knights are just beat up. I mean, it looks like some of the Witch Elves are chasing over there, but there needed to be some Dark Riders. Like, Dark Riders could have easily like gotten back here, and he doesn't have any defensive tools for those Trebuchets. So yeah, everyone laughs at the meme until it kills them. Everyone laughs, right? But the Dark Elves could still pull this one out. I mean, the Bretonnian infantry is relatively low quality, but the Royal Hippogriff Knights are, they're powerhouse in it. They're just doggy styling this Dreadlord as well as the caster, so that's going to be tough. Fey Enchantress should get down here as well, but she needs to stay away from the Death Hag. That's very, very important. So in the meantime, looks like there's going to be a Melkos Misfine Miasma going down in the Grail Knights. The Trebuchet is still just blasting in there, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I really thought the Dark Elves were just going to kind of roll them over here, but a gorgeous display of French tactics. Is that what you said, Misha? Oh my god, that's so funny. Grail Guardians are fighting the Witch Elves on the far side of the battlefield. The Bretonnians are holding firm, just blobs of Men-at-Arms. If the Dreadlord were able to kind of goon out the Fey Enchantress, I think the Dark Elves might be able to pull something out. I mean, all it's really going to take is one, like, don't send these guys back into the fight. Go up and around. If he could get one infantry back there to clear those Blessed Field Trebuchets, he could just be in such a powerful position. The Witch Elves getting rear charged by the Royal Hippogriff Knights. They just sandwich those guys in. Just an absolute beatdown here. You can see the Men-at-Arms and the other troops here just getting swiggity-swootied. And also these Grail Knights charging downhill and a very big Earthblood coming in. So it looks like the Dreadlord maybe is going to go back here and start attacking the Trebuchets. No, but a big breath attack, massive breath attack there on the Men-at-Arms hitting that formation. Melkos Misfine Miasma going down on the Royal Hippogriff Knights, but they're going to be able to get in there and yeah, go after the Dreadlord. So that's going to be a little bit tough for sure. So yeah, I don't know. I think the Bretonnians are going to pull this one out. The Dark Elves are looking just super tattered. The Blessings of the Lady, quite literally, are actually coming down the hill and just massacring these guys, which is, yeah, because he blobbed up the entire Dark Elf army and was able to get those Trebuchets and just massacre them. So, I mean, that worked really well. Like, who would have thought? It's funny because, like, he's brought so many builds today that I just thought he was instantly going to lose, and he actually ends up winning, which is crazy. The Dreadlords here are going to be getting attacked, or the Dreadlord's going to be getting attacked by the Royal Hippogriff Knights, and they do cause terror, so you can actually see they tear out those Bleak Swords there, which is pretty wild. And the Bretonnian hordes finishing off the Death Hag on the low ground. The Dark Elves are just kind of running to the hills here, and the Blessed Field Trebuchets are just, yeah, they're good. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it that those Blessed Field Trebuchets did that good. I mean, Skilled is a map for that, and I believe before the game, Gobbo Slayer was taking a look at all of the maps, so again, maybe he did his homework and, you know, the other player didn't. Hard to say. That's going to be it. So we're 1-1 in this best of 5 series here. I have a couple donations I missed as well. So Insane Chimp, thank you so much for the donation. You enjoy the channel. Well, I appreciate having you here, man. So thank you so much for the generous donation, Mr. Chimp. And Blake Colborn says, great content. I've been loving your evolution from replays to tourneys. It's awesome. P.S. Thank you for introducing me to Sotek, Gabo, that evil hag, of course. Hell, even Spartacus. Yeah, you're AAA, man. Hope lads can make it financially viable. Well, man, I really appreciate your support, and you certainly have helped. So, man, I can't believe those trebuchets netting so much value. I mean, yeah, it was a big map, but regardless of the map, even if they were on a smaller map, they would have been shooting right away against that army. So I don't think the outcome would have been too different. So yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was nuts. Switch map. He said, okay, less meme builds now. Gabo Slayer's serious. He's serious now. My favorite faction to play, my favorite faction in terms of lore and thematics are the Dwarfs and the Chaos, and the Warriors of Chaos. And then in terms of like playing right now, Vampire Coast is probably my favorite to play right now. Yeah. I can't believe that Army won. I cannot believe the Blessed Field Trebuchets blessed those guys so hard. That was so ridiculous. And it looks like Felcon's going to be going back to Norsca. Who I don't believe he's played in this set here. So let's go ahead and turn that on. Yeah. Italian Spartacus is here, the one and only legend. If you have any lore questions for either him or Lore Master of Sotek, feel free to drop them in here. Gabo Slayer channeling the spirit of Gabo King with these meme builds. I guess so. Giants are still a bit of a niche pick, but they can catch people off guard. You know, they're pretty powerful. Well, they did have to run uphill, but, you know, the Dark Elves could have brought missiles. They could have brought bolt throwers. I mean, you got to play to the map. You know, that's part of the game. So right now, these two fine gentlemen are going to be discussing their picks here. We are 1-1. Look, guys, it's Italian Spartacus. Those are trebuchets, yeah. Trebuchets are pretty good. Oh, I love it when we get a finals that isn't a 3-0. I don't care if it's 3-1, but as long as it's not like a 3-0, it's always so happy. Lord of Baldness has arrived. How does one counter an artillery build with Lizardmen? So if you're playing Lizardmen against Dwarves, you just want to go super wide with infantry. You just like bring 6 Saurus warriors, like 5 or 6 skink cohorts. Just go super wide, right? And then get like a Footlord. You can get a Heaven's Caster, I would recommend, for overcasted wind blasts, as well as the buffs to your infantry. So you just go super wide, because you don't give the cannons any good targets. Because then what are they going to shoot? Your Footlord? That's not going to do anything. Are they going to shoot Saurus and Skinks? That's not going to do anything. And from there, you can mix in a couple Pterodon Riders to counter Gyrocopters, and maybe mix in some Clever Girls and things like that. So there's tons of ways to do it. I would... Oh, yeah. Oh, Kellen, we'll be playing for sure. I was actually painting my Mortarion last night. Oh, but if I bring him, he'll get green screened out. That's the problem. I want to show him to you guys. He's in the living room. He's a work in progress. Yeah, Lady Turin will be starting up her YouTube channel again in the near future. Yeah. I know, Evil Bookie. Welcome. Welcome, man. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream and the chat. And looks like in this match, we're going to have a showdown between Norsca and the Dinosaurs. So we're going to see what Gabo Slayer brings. Definitely a fun matchup. I think it's pretty fair. Both players have good answers. Yeah, so we're going to see how it goes. In order to play in these tournaments, you just need to join the Discord channel. And our glorious admins here, Misha, Gojira, Italian Spartacus, Lore Master of Sotek, all these fine admins that are in chat that I see right now, you can drop links. And there's a section on the side, a sub-channel, where you can request to join for future seasons. I basically then just add your name to a list, and eventually I'll get you set up in the league and have you play. And again, in order to play, though, you got to be someone who has played in a couple tournaments, you know, is active in multiplayer, right? Like if it's like you've only played a couple games in multiplayer, we're probably going to wait till you get a little bit more experience. Oh, and it looks like Gabo Slayer is going to be switching to Krokar's unique faction, which is fun. Yeah, guys, 545 likes. Let's see if we can get it up to close to 1,000. That would be pretty exciting. That would be pretty exciting. Thank you, Misha, for dropping the link. Yeah, Norsca versus Lizardmen is a fun matchup. Typically, you see a lot of Fimir with great weapons. Throg, I think Throg is the best pick here. Granted, Wolfric is still really solid. Wolfric's actually pretty efficient at hunting down Slann, and his pirate ship can be good against Saurus and Temple Guard, so... Yeah. Please center one. Let me see. Hold on. Did you say please center the one on the icon? Yeah, that is a little bit. Oh man, I can see how that's really triggering. That one being like offset like that. Why is it like snapping? That's fine. I'm not going to play with it too much. That'll do, Pig. That'll do. As close as it's going to get. Sultan of Suspects. How do I cut through the Grumpy Cat's... let me scroll up and get your comment, my friend. How do I cut through Grumpy Cat's endless horde of summoned zombies? His mighty scratching posts wreck me every time. Now, Sultan of Suspect, I need to know with which army you're talking about. And I can answer your question. Turin says... Or Italian Spartacus says he'll cast a game as Gollum if we get to 1,200 likes. That is a bold strategy because we only have 1,200 people in here. But, I mean, maybe we will. Favorite Dino Lord? I've actually really been enjoying the Slon quite a bit. Like, I like the Slon casters. Yeah. I do. Oh, let me let him know. Start when ready. This is definitely a good map here. It's probably one of the more balanced multiplayer maps, I would say. Skuld is more of like a funny, ridiculous map. But this one is a little bit more well-balanced, I would say. Man, that like blobbing with the Blessed Field Trebuchet, I thought that was a mistake, but if that was intentional, that was some beautiful crafting for sure. Wurzog is a solid hero. He's actually probably the best hero the Greenskins have. Evo, to answer your question. Wurzog has access to a pretty powerful lore of magic. He has one of the best items in the entire game called the Bonewood Staff. Yep. And I love Skarsnik, yeah. Skarsnik has his niche, but Wurzog is still super strong. Bonewood Staff gives 13... Oh, damn it. Wurzog gives 13 melee attack to his entire army, right? So everyone in your army is going to be getting 13 melee attack every time he casts a spell, which is super powerful. And on top of that, he has a snare and Effigy of the Get, which is really good. So yeah, Wurzog is legendary. He's so powerful. He's the best by far. The lovely Lady Turin making an appearance. From the shadows, she calls. War bosses are good. They're okay, yeah. War bosses can be good. I mean, I've seen them used super effectively. Grimgore is probably one of the worst on the roster. Yeah, unfortunately. The best Wood Elf tools against Chaos. I'm not a very good Wood Elf player. That's one of my weaker factions, but it's hard because Chaos can bring so many like heavy cav, like Chaos Knights, and they can really just bum rush you with like their infantry. That's a really hard matchup for sure. I'd have to think about that one a little bit. So let me get back to you on that one. I'll try and play a game on ladder in the next few days against a good Chaos player. All right, guys. So we're here in the finals in Game 3 between Falcon and the Gabo Slayer. It's currently 1-1 here, and the winner, of course, of this best of 5 will be earning one of our pieces of 8. And here we are. Players are loading in. It is time. Did the stream crash? No. Why is everyone saying F? What's everyone saying F? No, it looks like stream quality is good on my end. What is the F for? Oh, Grimgore? Is it because I was talking about Grimgore? I was like, did you guys do a coordinated trolling there to make me check to see if the stream crashed? I feel like it. Because F is usually something people type when like a stream crashes or something isn't working, right? Anyways, so let's go ahead and take a look at the formations of Norsca. So, for Norsca and Falcon, he does have a front line of the Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. So the throwing axes, pretty good choice here. They have good armor piercing. They can drag down big dinosaurs. They can drag down the Slon. Really good against like the Rev Crystals and Temple Guard and pretty much anything that is big and armored, right? So he's going to need to be careful, though. There also are some Coldland Spear Riders and some tools for kind of hunting those guys down. So it's going to be a little bit micro-intensive, but a very good choice here from Falcon. He does also have a Frostworm, another hard-hitting, armor-piercing monster with breath attacks, who can definitely do some work. He's got Wolfric the Wanderer on his Pimp Chariot. This guy is definitely ready to party. Really good against Saurus and Skinks and things like that. And even Temple Guard with rear charges, so I like that. Marauders, and it looks like he does have 3 from here with great weapons. No, 2 with great weapons, and then 1 of the standard units here with the Miststalkers, who are pretty well-rounded, so. Oh my god. Oh, Italian Spartacus said, oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, and a Shadowcaster as well. So for the forces of the Dinos, we do have 2 Skink Chiefs up in the sky who are going to be pretty darn good against that the Frostworm. They can kite it and kind of poke it out of the skies. Front line is going to be Saurus Warriors, Saurus Spears, it looks like. Are those Spears on the flanks? No, just all Saurus Warriors. Are these Temple Guard? Yes, it looks like some Temple Guard as well. So we do have a combination of Elite Infantry and Saurus. In the back, we have Cold One Spear Riders to kind of help duel those large Norscan monsters. They're actually quite good against Fimir with great weapons because they do have, you know, really good armor-piercing bellies. Although these are standard Cold One Spear Riders. They don't have the bonus for large, but they still do well. Still have like good AP, right? Over here, we have some Feral Cold Ones. So we have some clever girls hiding over here in the forest who are going to be interesting to see how they work. I mean, they're kind of like basically like a Chaos Warhound type unit for the dinos. And for his leadership, he does have an orange. No, he has the Blueberry Slan. So the Blueberry Slan coming in with the Heavens magic. Look at this guy, the Blueberry Shake. And yeah, we're going to see how it goes. So right now, the Skink Chiefs are going to be advancing forward. The Marauder Horsemen for the Norskins are also pushing out as well. And it looks like we do have a Royal Rumble on our hands. So the Dino's going to be pushing through the forest. Cold One Spear Riders following up as well. And I definitely think the Skinks should just be sitting on the Frostworm. If they can kill that Frostworm, that's going to put them super far ahead. In the meantime, the Feral Cold Ones are being chased down by the Marauder Horsemen. I mean, that's good. If he's going to waste Horsemen chasing those, that's much more efficient, right, than having them be attacking the front line here. Temple Guard are going to be taking some of the throwing axes, which is not good. So they're turning about face to kind of get their shields facing against the axes, which is good, but that's going to be a mean breath attack. When that Froststorm is able to kind of breathe on those guys, that's going to be dirty. The Skink Chief, it looks like, what are they shooting at? So they are taking some axe fire from the Horsemen, so that's some good play from Falcon with the counterplay there, but the Skink Chiefs look like they're shooting at, yeah, they're kind of falling back right now, so pretty even little situation. The Feral Cold Ones are just running back into the forest. I mean, they're going to start rampaging in a matter of seconds, which is fine. But they're just kind of sitting in the trees, actually forcing an ammunition dump from these Marauder Horsemen, which is great. Like, waste all the ammo you can. In the frontline fight, it looks like Shield of the Old Ones has been popped on these Temple Guard as they are taking some heavy focus fire. And it looks like he was timing that with Wolfric's charge, but Wolfric's just coming in and getting that booty, though. He's just, like, riding all the way through these guys. He does kind of get caught up in the tree a little bit, which isn't good. He might actually take some free damage here. And Norsca doesn't have any way of healing, so any damage you get on Wolfric is actually super valuable. So that's actually pretty good for the dinos. In the front line, these Saurus Warriors have engaged. The Fimir are also going to be piling in, which isn't good. That's really going to be bad because the Saurus are going to get their armor sundered, and then the Marauders are going to hit them even harder. The Frostworm is just kind of patrolling the front line of the formations as the Saurus Warriors do pile in pretty much every engagement. Wolfric actually took some heavy damage, and it looks like a Bastilinon's going to be going for him back here, and he's going to be ramshackling him, and yeah, that's a nice little charge there. The Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes are going to be pretty good against that unit. But oh, Seafang going down the ranks, tearing through some of these Saurus. The Saurus, of course, are very good against standard Marauders. They hit like trucks. But Banishment coming down from the Blueberry Slan. It's going to be hitting some of the Marauders. Not doing a whole lot, but might as well use it whenever you can. And it looks like the entire Saurus formation here does get terrified and buckled off. The Miststalkers do cause terror. The Regiment of Renown of Fimir Warriors, whereas normal ones do not. Cold and Spear Riders on the side of the battlefield are going to be doing an overwhelming charge on these Marauders, just trying to chew them up. And some of the clever girls are going to be swooping in as well. So straight up Jurassic Park action as those Velociraptors do attack those Marauders right there. But the mainline fight, definitely going well for the dinos here. The Temple Guard are able to win, but look at that. Hunter of Champions going down on the Blueberry Slan, and the Frostworm is also trying to pimp slap him. The Orb Pretzel has been popped, giving a melee defense and armor to all nearby troops, but it's not going to save him. But look at that. Temple Guard rushing in to protect their Slan. And also the Feral Bastiladon does have very good mass. He's able to get in there and pin down the dragon. And also two Skink Chiefs with pretty nice overwatch here. But Falcon is definitely pulling ahead on the Bounce of Power. He's able to just manhandle this side of the battlefield, just running over the Temple Guard and the Saurus with Wolfric. But it looks like another Banishment coming down, perhaps. It could be Chain Lightning. Oh, look at that. Chain Lightning coming in. So Chain Lightning roasting a lot of those Marauder Horsemen, doing a little bit of work against the infantry there, but I don't think the dinos have the stopping power to really come back here. I mean, the Cold One Spear Riders and all these guys, they're not even Spear Riders, just the Cold One Riders, are doing some decent AP against the Fimir, but they just don't have enough backbone left. The Temple Guard, I guess, are holding here. They do have 75 models, and oh, they might be able to pull their way back in if they can kill this caster. If they can get the Balefiend, it could be really good, but yeah, you can see here that Falcon is going to be pulling the Balefiend back and trying to escape it. So far, Skink Chiefs are still alive here, just kind of shooting some of the Marauder Horsemen on the flanks. The Frostworm probably going to get a really nasty breath attack. Oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. That was a beautiful breath attack right there on the forces of the dinos. And it looks like Norsca is going to pull this one out with some big angry Frostworm play. And we've seen quite a bit of Frostworm play recently, which is quite good. So big, massive terror route going down. Cold One Riders, Feral Cold Ones, just pretty much all the dinosaurs are going to be terrified of this Frostworm. Temple Guard are standing firm with their Slan, which is very thematic. The dinosaurs making a last stand with the Slan, and the Temple Guard kind of protecting the big gelatinous beast here. And it looks like there's going to be a Seafang going down, which does tear through the Temple Guard. Doesn't do too much damage as they're in a very scattered formation. But I don't think the Temple Guard are going to be able to hold. And the Chain Lightning play was creative, and it did kill a lot of the Norscan infantry, but I don't think it's going to be enough to really kind of stabilize here. Now, the game isn't 100% out of reach. This is something that the dinos could pull back. I think it's going to be a little bit tough considering Wolfric is still healthy, and they're still like a relatively healthy from your warriors. And look at that, the fight or die giving melee attack. And now you can see the Temple Guard with the Aura of Pretzel here are trying their best, but they're just kind of being overwhelmed. And now the Terror, they should be immune to psychology for sure, but they're going to be terror-routed right there, and they're going to be running. So in the meantime, we do have the Salon Mage Priest with Heavens. He's going to be kind of buffing no one, unfortunately, and he's going to be getting pimp slapped by all the Famir with their clubs. Wolfric the Wanderer is going to be popping Hunter of Champions, which yeah, pretty much puts him down into the red in terms of his defensive stats. Skink Chiefs still providing some good Overwatch fire. They've done good damage, and it's been a pretty close game. I mean, very well played to both players, but ultimately it looks like the Hunter of Champions, the Eternal Challenger himself, Wolfric the Wanderer, is going to be pulling this out and making it 2-1 for Falcon. Falcon punch! Yeah. I mean, he tried. It was a good game. Both players put up a good fight, but alas, the Blueberry Salon was not up to the task, and the great Norscan hordes. The Frostworm play I'm really enjoying, though. They seem like a really kind of a nice unit to have in your army. I don't use them too much. I got to start trying that a little bit more. So, you guys want to see a Lithanar? I don't think that's going to happen, probably. There's a couple dinos still fighting, a Rev Crystal, some Temple Guard in the back, but Wolfric's Chariot play was really good. And yeah, Norsca was able to just kind of manhandle their way through. The Frostworm is a really good counter against Temple Guard play, because Temple Guard just takes so much damage from those charges, as well as the breath attacks. That's something really to think about. Yeah. Well played. Well played to both players, so Falcon's going to be going up 2-1. I mean, I just can't see him coming back here. He's going to get slapped with army losses here in a moment. The Salon is trying to waddle away on his toilet seat, but Norsca is going to be able to chase him down pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, the Skink Chiefs are killing the dragon, which is actually what's keeping him in the game. They've, like, finally killed that dragon. Like, or brought it down to the point of being relatively ineffective, but that's it. Blueberry Dragon eats Blueberry Salon. If you guys wanted orcs, the last Flash tournament, go back and watch that. That's where all the orc play was. That was last week. All right, so that's 2-1 for Falcon and the Norskins. So if Falcon does win this, he's going to win the series 3-1. But if Gabo Slayer does take this, that's going to go to Game 5. So we have something at stake here, which is going to be good. So let me go ahead here. Red score, gold score. Yes, there it is. Yes, good. Good, Anakin, good. Double Frostworm build. Oh, I think King of the Dead was the first one to actually bring that on the Flash tournaments that we saw. All right, here we go. GG. Game switch map. I don't know. We'll see. Gobbo Slayer. Looked like there's going to be a Tomb King pick here for the lad Falcon. Not sure what Gobbo Slayer is going to play. You want more memes, dude? You've gotten bloated corpses. You've gotten blessed field trebuchets. I don't know what more you could ask for. I don't know what more you could ask for. A meme guy win, please. I love it. Glacial Lake is a pretty small map. Dwarves have a really good matchup versus Tomb Kings, actually. So there is some potential here for the meme guy. The Flight of the Valkyries. Hang on, let me go get some water real quick, guys. Oh my god, I was muted again. Great. Great. Basically to kind of articulate what I was talking about, we just have another War of the Beard, right? We have the High Elves versus the Dwarves. Definitely a very fun one. Mic is a little loud. Shouldn't be. Here? Lack of sound and fury. We're back. We're back in action. Guys, sorry, I just got to text my neighbors to be quiet. No. Bad Twitter notifications. All right, we're good. We're back in action. And here we are in the grand finals. Falcon is currently up 2-1 against the Gobbo Slayer. The Gobbo Slayer pulling out an upset victory with an attempt with the Bloated Corpses, but the true meme build that he won with was actually the Blessed Field Trebuchet. So things getting a little bit wild for sure. But we're going to see how it's going. War of the Beard 2. Oh my god. Let me let them know they can start when ready. Yeah, I already let them know. This is a small map though. But again, I think High Elves can do pretty well here. I mean, you can simply just spam like heavy AP infantry, like Swordmasters and White Lions, and you can trade pretty well with the Goblin, or with the Goblin Dwarves, with the Dwarfs, because the Dwarves it's going to be a little bit tougher. Runes of Wrath and Ruin are very efficient though, so there's some give and take there. I would love to see some Grimgore play here in the finals, but I don't think we're going to. The Exploding Hamster is our resident Grimgore expert. You know? Oh man. Shoulders are sore, guys. I don't know why. I think I like tense when I sleep. I'm just like tighten everything. I always like wake up feeling like horrible. Grimgore's busy getting spanked by miners. Oh man. He goes with Clan Angrund too, which is so funny because it like makes you have to kind of respect the Ghost Lords. If he brings the Ghost Lords, that's gonna be some next level memeing for sure. Yeah. I mean, hard to say. We've underestimated the meme builds before, and they've come out and spanked us. But it sounds like Gobbo Slayer was saying he's going to be bringing more serious builds now, so who knows? We will see, my friends. We will see. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to see, like, okay, so if you want to beat High Elves with Dwarves, here's what you do. You go with a front line of miners, you bring like 4 miners and put them in Vanguard. And then you have another layer of Longbreeds with Great Opens behind them. You have 3 Runes of Wrath and Ruin with the Rune Lord and double Runesmith. And you just play like a really defensive game, right? You can bring like a Goblobber is actually pretty good as well. A couple Slayers too to defend your back line against Reavers. But yeah, I don't know. Falcon's build's interesting. It's interesting. I'm quite eager to see what he's going to be doing with these guys. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's just like playing 3D chess over here with these crazy builds. No, I'm not muted. I'm still here. And we're good. And they're getting their last minute builds ready. Now, if Falcon does take this, that's going to be the stream, guys, and we're going to have to call it a day. That bloated corpse. I'm so glad he brought the gloated corpses. They're listening to my tips. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, I try and invite people who seem earnest and you know, are good sportsmen. I mean, but obviously they could watch the streams to see each other's deployment and everything like that. That's partially why I maybe think I should hide deployment. But, like, I like to go over deployment with you guys. There's no way of hiding it from them and not you guys, so it's kind of like a bit of a tough situation, but... Miners with blasting charges in the front to absorb the initial shock, and you actually Vanguard deploy them halfway to the High Elf army, so it basically adds like roadblocks for the High Elves as they advance. So then your Goblobber can really tear them apart, and your other missile units can do very good. A couple Slayers to fend off Reavers. I mean, Runes of Wrath and Ruin are a must, though. That's like one of the best ways to deal with the High Elves, in my opinion. So, Glacial Lake's a pretty fun map for sure. High Elves are going to be advancing on the Dawi position. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dwarves. So we do have a Rune Lord. The Rune Lord is going to be the first pick here. He's probably, I would say, the more solid pick. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, very powerful. Oh, and look at this. We have Throny Ironbrow. He is actually the ethereal Ghost Lord of Clan Angrund. And yeah, he's unbreakable. He causes terror, actually, which is going to be interesting. And yeah, we have a Ghost Lord. Now, Arcane and Forging can pretty much one-shot this guy, so if the Hives brought that, that's going to be a little scary. And he did not bring Arcane and Forging, so Throny Ironbrow is going to be pretty he's going to last most of this game. The Dwarfs are setting up shop over here. They do have a cannon. It looks like the box is coming back. All hail the box. On top of that, he does have Longbeards with great weapons. He has hammers here in the back, Giant Slayers, hammers, a very elite army. 2 groups of the Rangers with great weapons, and yeah, the double Runesmith with Throny Ironbrow. The ghost of Clan Angrund. Oh my god, this guy is next level box tactics. In the back here, we do have the Illyrian Reaver Archers from the High Elves. Going to be pretty good at poking down Slayers. But aside from that, just going straight to business, right? 2 Nobles on Chariots who have good AP and bonus for infantry. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I like that pick here from Falcon. Valariel the Everqueen with Earthblood and Foz Protection. And a massive AP line. Oh my god, this is so funny. This is so funny. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this formation. Just like, none shall pass. The problem with playing this way against high elf AP armies is that you're typically going to get run over, and then you're going to have a secondary battle line. But when your secondary battle line is like your center pocket, you're going to have to send Slayers in to fight AP troops. Things get a little bit ugly. So, God, this is so ridiculous. The pure filth. You guys love the filth. Oh man, this is funny. I mean, the High Elves are going to... I mean, they could easily like pressure from here and here, and that would actually be pretty tough for the Dwarves to handle. But, I mean... These Reaver Archers are going to be able to get some free shots. The Dwarves don't really... I mean, aside from the cannons, they don't have too much range. I mean, had he brought like 2 Reaver Archers, he could have like just shot for free at this Dwarf army forever. Yeah. It's funny. This is like the first time I've seen people forgive this boxing, you know? And always start battle. Oh, to team? Okay, well, I don't know why I typed that to the team, but... We're going to see if the High Elves can pull this one out. So immediately Falcon's like, oh my god, I have to go deal with this this box in the corner. Oh my god. One man boy band. Thank you for the donation. Hi friend, how's it going? How is it going, my dude? Yeah, so the Archers here in the back are going to start taking some free pot shots. They should definitely go after the Slayers, or I guess the Cannon Crew isn't a bad choice. Cannon Crew doesn't have much armor. The Iron Drakes are going to be scooting forward. And oh my god, is he going to get some of these torpedoes on the Reaver Archers? Falcon needs to pull them back, but a good Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin going down. Granted, I would save that for the infantry and just use the regular one, but a couple of them do get picked apart. The Master Rune is going to do some pretty good damage, and the High Elf army is moving forward, but the Cannon actually doing huge work against these Swordmasters. But I really feel like the Dwarf army is going to struggle once it gets kind of down and dirty here, because Alariel's going to be really good in that like long fight with the healing, but maybe the Ghost Lord's going to do the trick. I don't know. It looks like he's going to be squaring up before he charges, waiting for the rest of his army to get in position. Chariots are coming in as well. And honestly, the Hammers don't actually have charge defense, so if you were to get like the Chariots like right here and charge upward through the Hammers, he could do some really big damage. In the meantime, these white lines are getting pounded pretty bad by the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Torpedoes are definitely incoming. They did some huge damage to these Reavers. Cannons shooting in at the white lines, who still have their martial prowess when they're above 50%. Swordmasters coming around on the far side are going to give the business to some of these guys, but the Rangers are actually going to be quite good in melee as well with their ranged attacks. And it looks like the Chariots are going to be charging headlong in. They definitely need to be careful because the Trollhammer torpedoes can kill them pretty quickly. And cannons are still just shooting in, so we're going to see if the Jawi defensive formation can hold here. And here come the Chariots. So the Noble charging in. Slayers, oh, pull back! The Slayers are coming for you! So the Slayers are going to be just waiting for the High Elf troops here. Oh my god, if this Dwarf build ends up winning with this box formation, I'm just going to be... Oh man, that's going to be so funny. But Throwing Axes coming in from the Dwarves here, definitely massacring these Swordmasters. And the Longbeards might actually be able to win that, considering how beat up they are. But one of these Nobles could charge down this rank here, which would be pretty good. And the frontline fight's pretty much underway. So here comes the Chariot charging into the Hammers, who do have the Master Rune and Negation. God damn, they're jacked. So that Rune magic is really going to be giving massive support. But this is the problem, right? Now these Rangers are compromised. The High Elves just have so many openings to get in. And there's so many squishy parts of this army, right? These Hammers definitely need to get into the front line and start helping out a little bit. But Reaver Archer is going to be charging down. I would definitely love to see them get in there and disrupt. The Heart of Avalorn is going to be healing the White Lions, who do have Phallus Protection as well. And Swordmasters are also going to be leaking into the back line. But look at this! In the back, the Giant Slayers as well as the Longbeards are able to kill the Swordmasters. And it looks like this Noble is being attacked by Giant Slayers and Throwing Axes. He definitely needs to get out of there. That is a really bad situation, but the Swordmasters of Hoeth are going to be dogpiling in. They do get onto the crew, but it looks like the Gabo Slayer is going to be running away with this crew and just waddling back behind the cover of his own troops. In the front line, the Dwarves are actually holding surprisingly well. Granted, these Longbeards here are pretty much offline. These Rangers are going to be chopped up, and yeah, it's even though the Dwarves are ahead a little bit on the balance of power right now, it's going to be so damn tough to actually kill all of those Swordmasters there. I feel like those guys are just going to kind of keep pushing through, and yeah, you can see they're just kind of lawnmowering things and slowly fighting their way back to the center of the balance of power. These Dwarf Hammers are holding quite proudly. Alariel the Radiant is going to be leading the White Lines against them, but the Runesmith, or Rune Lord, is actually there. And look at that, a rear charge coming in from the Slayers. Now, if Alariel actually gets dragged down by these Slayers, that could actually be game blouses, and Alariel could go down pretty damn hard. So here they come, the karate shots from the Dwarves. Alariel is actually in a bad situation here. She needs to get away. If the Rune Lord is able to actually even slow her with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin, the Dragonback Slayers could finish her off, and that could lose the High Elves the game. Swordmasters of Hoeth, however, are really getting into the cookie jar back here. You know, a lot of good fights going on, right? But Alariel needs to get out of there. If she, oh man, this is bad. She should not be getting caught by Dwarves. She's on a horse, so she needs to get out of there ASAP. So she's going to be using, it looks like, Foz Protection on herself, which is a good choice. Gives her some armor and some melee defense, and she is able to get away. So that would have probably cost the High Elves the game. In the meantime, the Dwarves are making a bit of a last stand back here. The Giant Slayers with the big AoE runes going down. Hammers here are able to clean up the White Lines, but I feel like there's too many Swordmasters. The Runes of Wrath and Ruin are still doing some pretty good work, but yeah, I don't know if the Dwarves have enough. I don't know. This is actually becoming a really close game. Alariel is actually just chasing down the Rangers here, which is not a bad choice. Might as well put her to some use. But the Dwarven Rune Magic might be able to actually win them the game. The Earthblood's going down on the White Lions here. And the Dawi are they rallying? It's like that scene in The Hobbit when they just like rush out and they're like, rally to the king. But it looks like, I think Falcon's like AP infantry eventually are going to carry him through. I mean, he just has so much stopping power left here. 35 White Lines. Looks like right there he's actually pretty beat up. But yeah, these Swordmasters are going to be tough to deal with. This full, like, healthy group here that does have the Hammer of Character cast on them. Yes, yeah, 64 models is quite a bit. Alariel's going to be making her way back to the battle. The bounce of power is pretty even, but it looks like the High Elves are pulling their way back into the game. An overcasted Foz Protection going down is going to get melee defense, which is going to be very useful in this grindy pit fight here. And the Rune Lord is also back. Some Hammers have returned to the battlefield, but White Lions, just so many High Elf troops coming in. And on top of that, there's also 2 Chariots, so there's 2 Nobles here with AP, and they're going to be able to do some, pretty good work for sure. The Star of Averlorn is huge here, giving massive healing against the Swordmasters, all these different troops. And the Giant Slayers in the middle are fighting to the bitter end. And where did that Ghost Lord go? So there still is this Ghost Dawi Lord who has taken, like, probably barely any damage this entire game. I mean, he's been getting beaten on, but, he does have that 75% physical resist. So he's going to be tough to kill. The Rune Lord is fighting against the White Lines, but the Dwarves are just kind of routing on every front, aside from the Slayers. And it looks like the High Elves are going to pull this one out. So the Dwarf box was not up to the task of taking on the High Elves this game. And again, I don't think the Dwarf box is the way to go. I think you need to layer your formation and kind of drag the High Elves through the mud a little bit more rather than taking that full commitment right away. That's my 2 cents about that one. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. Looks like the Rune Lord and the Ghost Lord, who I've never, I don't think, ever seen in a competitive multiplayer game. I mean, outside of ladder. I'm talking about like tournaments and stuff. It's probably going to be crumbling here. The Rune Lord did a good job, and honestly, he put up a good fight considering. But really, I don't think the box style of play is the way to play against High Elves. You need to drag them through the mud. You need to. The Dwarf should have brought a caster. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe he brought the Ghost Lord. That's so funny. And so the Dwarf Lord shatters, and now it's just literally this Ghost Lord standing to the bitter end. Fighting for the Ancestors against the hordes of armor-piercing High Elf troops. Yes. Play my grudge playlist. Yeah, don't feel bad for the Dwarves had plenty of wins today. The Dwarves actually had 2 wins in the beginning of the stream and had some, really, really funny games for sure. Look at this. Look. The Benny Hill charge. The Noble actually just running over that guy. So that's going to be it. The Ghost Lord's going to fight till the bitter end, but, he might as well leave the game at this point. It's pretty much over. Furiously scribbles through the Book of Grudges. Oh my god. So let me go ahead and minimize and update the scoreboard here. And that's going to be it. So Falcon actually takes out 3-1. Because it's only a matter of time before the Ghost Lord goes down. But it looks like he's trying to put on a fight for the Ancestors here. Maybe he thinks that this single Dawi Lord can slay this entire High Elf army. It's very unlikely. Alariel actually does magic damage. If Alariel were to come in here and finish off the Throny Ironbrow, like, she could kill him really quick. Ghost Lord wins 99% of the time. He doesn't stand a ghost of a chance, and down he goes, and the High Elves let out a roar of victory. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the tournament today. So Falcon is going to be our champion. He is going to be earning one of the Pieces of 8 for our grand finals, which are going to be in the end of December or maybe in January. We're not sure yet. We haven't worked out the time. But Falcon is going to win the series 3-1. So well played to Gobbo Slayer, as well as our other competitors for today. It was definitely quite a bit of fun. Gobbo Slayer showed us bloated corpses, trebuchets, just all kinds of fun builds for sure, and put on some really funny matches. So yeah, well played. Well played. That's it. GG. Yeah, so well played to those guys. Falcon is going to be our champion. And let's go ahead and take a look here at the brackets. So yeah, you can see Falcon was able to win. Well played to David, as well as Demi G earlier for putting on some great shows, some great fights. It was fun the entire time. And for anyone who's just joining a little bit late and missed the earlier matches, this will be up on YouTube in the next hour or two. So stand by for probably about like 2 hours. So you guys will see it up then. So thank you guys so much for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. And yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys. Also, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the donations. One Man Boy Band, we got Blake Colburn, Insane Chimp, Faust, Salty Saxon, Didier, Kimosabe, Cullen, Riverbank, Bubba Big Blast, Wicked D, Fly on Bread, Wicked Again, Faust, and Alexander Marsh. And then on the PayPal, we have Miles, John, Luke, and Greg. So thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. That was a fun stream. And I think we're going to be back on Saturday at 12 Pacific Standard Time. So 12 noon, basically California time. If anyone's looking, just look up your time compared to 12 noon in California. And that's going to be it. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to drop a like on the stream. And I think we'll play you guys out with the Flash Tournament movie. I think that would be a good way to kind of end the streams for now. So thank you guys so much. And we'll see you guys on Saturday. Cheers.
He waits atop a throne of skulls.